All right, we live. Series over. What
Thank
y'all
God.
got?
I'm not mad about the story or like the plot line. I'm mad at how they got to it and what they did to it. I've come to grips with the fact that like this is how the books or whatever is gonna end. I felt like everything was really rushed and they forgot a lot of details and they made a lot of plot lines not make sense. Not even like based on the book, but just like based on the TV show. That's what I'm more disappointed with. But I had no expectations after that like second episode, to be completely honest. Um,
After the
but
second episode, you gave up?
I would say, I mean, I gave up last season, but I felt like because we waited 2 years, I was like, oh, okay, this is like the redeeming season, right? So I felt like, okay, with anything else, I'm like, all right, let me see an episode or two, and let me see if this is building towards something. And after they had that episode where everybody met up and it was like nicely tied in a bow, I was like, all right, I see where they're going here. They're just gonna rush through, you know what I mean, the extra 10 episodes that we should have got, because I found out that they were offered more money to continue and have 10 episodes in both last season and this season, and D&D said no. So there was really no reason for them in any of the seasons. So that's my take.
Agreed. I feel like they hit the fast forward button. It feel like it was at one spot, then bam, it was the end. Like I agree. I think this how the story ends. I just hate the whole process of how we got to what we got. Is like, first of all, I think this whole season should have been the long night. I don't think the long night should have been so short. I think this whole season should have been the long night, and maybe it could have ended with starting to show Daenerys going mad. It's just everything was, I don't know. I feel cheated. I'm over it now though. So if we probably would have did this a week ago, my response would have been a little bit different. I kind of came to grips with reality, like fuck it, on to something else, So, but I don't know. I feel the same way. I just think they just hit the fast forward button on us, and we was in one spot, and bam, we was right at the end.
I think y'all being nice, man. I think y'all being politically correct. Like this shit wasn't good. I
No, it
don't like
wasn't.
how it. I don't like how. No, but y'all
No, it
saying
was trash.
y'all saying I like
No,
the
no.
stories, but not how they got there. Them
Well, no,
fucking stories are trash, bro. Like
no. What I'm saying is, I can see, okay, I can see how it play. Like if I put it together all in my head, I can see where it plays out like this. I can see where Daenerys goes mad, but I think a whole bunch of other stuff has to happen. But no, I think the writing was trash. I could just see in my head if I just put it all together, I could be like, okay, I can see how it would get to this point and everything.
uh,
I
it
just see how
doesn't.
it got there.
It doesn't end well, bro. Like the story, like the landing points are not good landing points to me with most of the characters, bro. Um, and mainly because it's like you had me hold on to shit for 6 years that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you tell me all of these things about Cersei and the prophecy and all of this other shit within the show, and then come to find out we don't even need any of that information. Like the bitch dies from a fucking bad architectural design. Like it's not good writing. It's not good ending points. It's not good anything, bro. Like I've been over this shit since episode 3. I knew we were fucked, but I didn't know we were this fucked. Like this shit is like a world class fumble, bro. Like the only thing that I could think of that was this bad for me, like, and I was this invested in, was LeBron playing against the fucking Dallas Mavericks, and it may have been Game 3 when I realized LeBron was fucking done too. To be honest with you, so
You was
it
invested.
it, it's like this shit doesn't make sense from a fan standpoint, but I understand it from a production standpoint. There's gonna be a documentary that comes out years from now where they discuss how shit fell apart behind the scenes and everything was forced to be expedited like this. There's no other logical explanation for this, bro. I saw a fucking chart yesterday and it showed like literally the words per episode. That shit has been on a sharp decline ever since like
Oh
fucking
yeah,
season 4, bro. Like these
terrible.
niggas are in contract disputes. Somebody at work was fucking drilling holes in wood in fucking fourth period because they about to graduate from high school. Nobody gave a fuck anymore. Like it ain't no passes for these niggas. I'm not watching the prequel. I don't give a fuck about what happens with Bran. They're not building wheelchair ramps in the fucking Seven Kingdoms. That shit doesn't make sense. Like none of this shit makes sense, bro. None of it. And to me, this was just HBO allowing these niggas to pull their dicks out and show niggas we could do what the fuck we want to do.
Nah,
Like
and
this
that
shit
was
is
my
gross
thing.
negligence, bro.
And that was my thing. Like
I'm suing.
Obviously, George said this could have been 13 seasons, and D&D wanted to wrap it up in 8. My thing is HBO. Why don't you just let them do season 7 and 8 and get another director or another EP to finish out the last 5 seasons? Like
okay,
I don't like. I don't even understand how
agree.
that was even an argument. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
okay, that's
because
the
they
same
had
thing I said,
conflict.
Max. That's the same thing I said, but it's in the contract that when it started that they couldn't do that. That's how D&D had HBO by the nuts. They couldn't go to any. They had to be the ones who finish it. George only gave them permission.
Then they gotta sue because at this point you have the greatest and biggest TV show on the fucking planet. Give them $5-10 million. That's a write-off for them. They could get that back in the last 5 seasons with merch and all other type of shit. Like to me, that's a write-off. Like to me, that's not a big enough excuse to poorly execute the greatest season, especially if you're gonna have 5 additional seasons to get it right or even make money back from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like they just gave in. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no reason outside of giving someone money, like a lawsuit, for them to not want to do it the right way. Especially if you have George on board. Like, yo, let's get it to this many seasons.
And we turned it into a fan service show, bro, to be honest with you. And a part of it is my fault. And I'll be 100% transparent, bro. Like, I take the things that I co-sign seriously. Like, I don't like co-signing bullshit. So for years, I've been co-signing Game of Thrones publicly and trying to get friends of mine who don't watch the show to watch the show. So once these niggas start watching the show, and I had to literally sit with people and watch episodes and talk them through it and get them through the first couple of seasons, I feel bad because this shit ended the way it ended. Like, I co-signed on a fucking Honda when I thought we was getting a fucking Lamborghini. So to me, they were happy, like watching them watch the shit play out because they just started watching it 2 years ago. They didn't live through the shit that I lived through. They didn't watch fucking John killed. They didn't have to wait a year and some change if John was really dead. They didn't fucking know week to week what it was like to wonder what was going on with your favorite characters and their storylines and shit like that. They don't have a fucking Olivia Pope scandal whiteboard in a crib with all types of ideas and points and shit that could possibly tie into the end. So everyone that like expedited their way through the series, they were happy. Like when Travis Scott and The Weeknd and SZA get a song, all of the fucking nigger TV watchers were all excited because, yeah, this is cool. We didn't want any of that, bro. Like when Ed Sheeran, whatever the fuck his name is, and all these other people started like jumping on board with the shit, we were doomed because now it turns into we're just trying to sell merch. We're just trying to sell t-shirts. We're just trying to keep the viewers up. They stopped giving a fuck about us, the people that talked them up as the greatest writing fucking display we've ever seen in our lives, and started catering to people who literally are gonna skip over this shit now and go right back to watching Empire and fucking Power, bro. Like that, it's a disservice to us, bro. This is gross negligence, and I'm suing. I don't know how you start.
Did
like,
y'all see the petition too? The petition.
I don't know what petitions go.
It's not gonna do. It's not gonna do anything. And in the petition it says it, but there was like 2 million people who signed that petition to be like, yo, like reshoot, you know, at least the last 2 seasons and give us like longer episodes instead of 10 episodes. But I do agree, because when I started watching Game of Thrones, it was on season 2, and I just binge watched the first season. You know what I mean? And from that point on, I was hooked because even when I go back now, they did so much with the character development and writing that, like, I remember certain scenes, like when Cersei and Ned are having a conversation, right? And just like the vitriol, she was like, you know, this is what happens basically when you play the Game of Thrones. Like, those moments and times weren't necessarily about cinematography as much as it was like dialogue,
Yep.
plot development, right? And so there's this thread on Twitter that has like the 50th greatest moments, right, of the entire show, and the majority of it are within the first 4 seasons. There's like a sprinkle of some in season 5, but it's just, I think we took for granted, kind of like what you said, Vern, with like, I started watching the show and it was even hard for me to get into after like 3 or 4 episodes. I was like, all right, I can get into this. And as I'm putting my brother, my cousins, my friends onto it, people start talking all that nonsense, just like, just like fan fiction does. And then as soon as that happens, you grow this market that really was kind of small if you think about it. And now all of a sudden you have to, in their mind, not really in my mind, but they have to then cater to those fans to a certain extent. And when you do that, because you know how many podcasts there are, like on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Pantheon or whatever, like there's merches, there's even like a convention for Game of Thrones people like this summer.
Kind of Thrones.
You know what I mean? Like this is how big it is. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, when something of this magnitude gets this big, they're thinking, especially in America, about capitalism, how much money they can make and how little can they produce. And people eat this shit up because there were a lot of people, when I was on some of these threads, there was a lot of people that were like, good ending to the show, bro. And I was like, did we watch
those are new niggas. Any nigga that said the show ended well, those are new niggas, bro. Yeah. And and to me, it's this exactly, bro. Like, I understand production shit, bro. Like, they're going to try to spin off into another direction right now to answer all of the questions that the true Game of Thrones fans want to answer. I'm not going down that ride with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna, and that's what I thought season, what was it, 7, the one before this was. I thought that was sped up because it's like dumb shit. Like, oh shit, they got from fucking King's Landing to Winterfell in 20 TV minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. We're just rushing through things because the final season is when all of the answers are revealed. But watching that shit now, bro, like, they literally ran out of shit to do without spoiling the prequel, like the spinoff shows. And to me, that's fucked up because the real Game of Thrones fans, in my opinion, nobody gave a fuck about that chair after the Night King became such an unstoppable force in our eyes. That throne did not matter. So for them to then circle back to the throne and not answer anything dealing with Bran and the Night King's origins and shit like that, like, I'm not watching another fucking series from y'all, bro. I'm not, bro. I will not. And y'all left so many things on the table that could have ended this thing in a better way. And I agree, if Danny would have went mad at the last episode, then cool. Now I have another reason to tune back in. But you've given me nothing. Like, so much of it was unfulfilling because y'all just literally wanted to land on a point of Bran saying, why do you think I came all the way down here? Like, who gives a fuck about him sitting on that throne, bro? You're talking about literally, outside of Rickon, the Stark character that had the most boring fucking storyline when it comes to present time. Nothing about what he's dealing with right now was interesting. Everything with him that was interesting was his ability to warg and time travel. Nothing else with him in current time matters. So for Tyrion to stand on that fucking soapbox or that fucking sneaker box, whatever it was his short ass stood on, and say Bran is the person that deserves this shit the most, that's a fucking lie, bro. That's a fucking lie, bro. For Grey Worm and all these other niggas to now get out of hand now, and we super gangster and we only, listening to whoever the fuck we want to listen to because this is our land. All of that shit is not the way this shit goes, bro. The truth of the matter is, Jon Snow was never supposed to be a prisoner given the rules that they've set up. Jon Snow was never supposed to be a prisoner after he killed Dany because Dany was not the fucking queen. Jon was the king and he killed the queen. Robert took over and Robert was fine. Why does Jon go to jail and then go to the fucking wall?
No. Jon should be dead. The dragon should have killed Jon or Grey Worm. They killing all these Lannister soldiers for no reason. Then they just capture Jon and hold him for a month.
Yeah, but he should have been killed during the long night because that cinder block wasn't supposed to fucking.
I got a theory. I got a theory on the dragon thing because the dragon shit was stupid to me when the dragon turned into fucking It turned into the fucking cleaner, like, you know, when niggas kill somebody and they call their friend, y'all need you to get rid of the body.
The dragon knows to kill the throne, but he doesn't know not to just.
Nah. I got a theory. I got a theory on that.
Can dragons kill any Targaryens? Like,
I got a theory on that.
Targaryen civil war with thousands of Targaryens been killed by dragons.
That's bullshit, bro. We're talking about the stupid shit that they did in the show, bro.
No, they bring it up in the story. That's said in the show. The Dance of Dragons, that's mentioned in the show.
Show us when they explain. Tell us when they explain that thousands of Targaryens were at war with their dragons amongst each other. But let's not jump into book shit. My theory with the dragon.
Vernon, that's not book shit.
I just said. Show us where they mentioned that. That's it. Tell us what they mentioned that. I'm not saying you're wrong.
It's implied. When they talk about how the dragons got wiped out, how you think the Targaryens got wiped out? The Targaryens wiped each other out. It wasn't. That's general Westeros knowledge. They wiped each other out. They didn't get wiped out by other houses. They killed each other all.
Sure. Again,
how you think Bloodraven got to the wall?
Again, sure. If you have the bookmarks from where this happened, cool. I'll go back and watch it, but I'm not investing any more into like shit that they could have used and that, you know, they should have explained. I'm talking about the things that were like on the surface rules. So with on the surface rules,
though, but all that's implied.
Dog, they implied that Cersei was gonna die from her little brother. Like they implied
they never implied that on the show.
Yes, they did, bro.
They never implied that on the show, Vernon. They left the Valencourt part out. Go look it up. They never implied it.
All right, sure. So when Cersei was in the woods, when they opened up that episode when she was a little girl, what did that sorcerer say to Cersei?
She said they just brought up the king would have 20 kids and she would have 3, and that a younger queen would come take everything. They never said anything about the Valencourt putting their hands around her neck. They left that part out the show. It was always weird that they left that part out. They left that.
All right. We may need to do an amendment to this later on, but with the dragon shit, my theory is that the dragon was Bran. Bran walked into the dragon, and he's the person that orchestrated. That's the only thing that would possibly make sense. There's no way this dragon's been this dumb all these fucking years, and now this dragon's the smartest fucking animal in the world. So my theory is that Bran walked into the dragon, he burned the fucking chair so that all of that other shit could happen after that. And I don't know. That's the only thing that I want to hold on to not make it seem like, you know, this is the most incompetent shit I've ever watched in my life. But
it is. It's just really stupid. Like this shit really.
That's all I got for you.
Like the fact that Grey Worm didn't kill Jon off the top, that was the craziest shit in the world. Like
1000%.
Jon should have been dead. Like there's no reason why Jon should have lived. And not only that, before even Dany's killed, the fact that Tyrion's able to convince him to kill her 20 minutes after their conversation, it to me is fucking crazy. Not to mention all the shit that she's done, the wars that she's helped you fight. You couldn't give her a week, my nigga, to just kind of like reflect. Shit. You couldn't give her like some time to be like adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you got to kill her off top because what? The people who low key terrorize your family. You know what I'm saying? Like for years, like because they happen to get burned down by Daenerys. You couldn't just give her like a couple days, like to just adjust. She didn't even sit on the throne yet. She just walked into the joint.
I'm cool with that though. I'm cool with killing her.
I know, because you never really fuck with her. But at the same time, just out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a person who saved your life. Like you gonna just kill him off top because you had one conversation about a nigga who's about to get killed?
Nah, we're gonna
somebody else.
We're gonna kill her because she went away from the plan. Like the plan wasn't to ever do that.
She's done that. She's done that a bunch of times. She's gone away from the plan a bunch of
times.
Even on episode 3. Even on episode 3 when he tried to hold her.
This was the furthest she could have ever deviated from what their mission was.
But y'all are working on the plot development. Like in theory, all that shit sounds nice. But the reason why they did it like that is because they wanted to tear at the heartstrings of people. Like they didn't wait, number one, because they spent all the $5 million motherfucking dollars on the episode of watching Arya try to escape with a white horse coming out of fucking nowhere.
The Uber.
Exactly. The Book of Revelations white horse shit. The reason why Jon had to kill her at that point wasn't even because of time, was because it had to hit hard. And the only way it could hit hard is after that amazing shot of her, you know, talking to her troops, you know what I mean? Having the conversation, touching the iron chair, you know, the Iron Throne. It had to happen in TV at that moment, because it wouldn't have made sense.
I'm talking story-wise though. Story-wise, I literally just orchestrated another act of treason, right? Because that's such a word that they want to use all the time. I just orchestrated another act of treason with my brother to possibly prevent all of this from happening, which is what we originally discussed when I signed up for this job. We discussed breaking the will. We discussed not ruling over a city of ashes. We discussed how we did not want to be who our parents were. It has nothing to do with me not liking her. Cersei should have been died. I love Cersei, but Cersei should have been died. I don't allow how I feel about these characters to take away from what I know they deserve. Dany deserves to die based off of her reaction, or her relationship with Tyrion and what they discussed on what the plan was for how she was going to rule. Like, there's no, you get to decompress after. Bitch, the ashes are falling in my eye right now. Like, this is not what we talked about. When his little ass threw that fucking
real convenient, man. The argument sounds extremely convenient when it don't apply to everyone who's not suffering from the losses. Like, it sounds great when like a Tyrion protecting his brother and sister. When you first went to fucking Marine or wherever the fuck you was at when you met Dany, your mission was to kill her off top.
We're not. There
was no real emotional attachment then. Until it got to the time when it was time to, it's like when you're going to fight somebody with somebody, and you got a plan like, all right, we're gonna run over there, we're gonna jump them. If I don't care who's in sight, next thing you know, you see their big brother and their big sister or whoever's attached to them that you actually know. You start getting scared. Like, no, that's not the plan, bro. Like, you know what the plan was from the gate. Like, I'm coming to get this throne. You're gonna help me get there, but like, I'm not trying to fall because of your emotional attachment with your brother and your sister. Like, you help me, you're not. And technically,
I don't think with Tyrion it was about his brother and his sister, dog. I'm being honest with you. I think Tyrion
talking about when he tried he gave him the exit route.
Yeah, but the exit route wasn't the trigger. To me, the trigger was she killed all of those innocent people in his eyes. Like, when you have that type of shit happening. Now
that was right at the end, Vern. That was right at the end.
That was the one.
Wait. But we're not talking about him sneaking into the camp and letting Jaime free. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was before she killed any of those innocent people, and he knew he was gonna die because of that. And he knew he was gonna die because of that.
And I'm saying he never
set his brother and sister free. So you can't say it's not about his brother.
I'm saying he never conspired to kill the queen before she killed those innocent people. It wasn't about his brother and sister, bro. It wasn't, oh man, I just saw fucking Cersei and Jaime dead. This bitch gotta go. No, bro. That nigga was distraught from the gate when he saw when she took off with the dragon and burned the shit down when the bells was ringing, bro. It wasn't about saving.
Where did he go? Where's the first place he go before he went to go see Dany? He went to go make sure Jaime and Cersei got away. When he saw them underneath those bricks, where was his next shot? His next shot was walking up those stairs, or walking behind wherever Dany was, walking to Dany and calling her out on her shit. It's because I'm telling you, his attachment to his brother and sister is what made him not do his job effectively, and we know that. Because if that was the case, Cersei should have been gone. Cersei should have been out of there.
It's not that, bro.
People would have never died. People would have never died. all these
what he
people would have never
discussed.
died.
It's what he discussed with her from the gate, bro. Like, we're not trying to set the city on fire to take the city, bro. Like, that's it. If Jamie would have died in war, like when he was out there and they were fucking, when she set the Turleys on fire and all of that shit, he wouldn't have been, in my opinion. We don't know any of this shit. We don't know which way they would have took it, but he was just sitting there saying, "Don't do it, you idiot. Don't charge the water." It wasn't, "Oh man, this is my brother. I can't like wait to see you fucking get out of this shit." Same thing with John. John didn't kill her because there was a convenience for him. John killed her because of the evil acts that she committed. Like, that's how he was able to get the
dumb. That's why he killed her. He was able. He was able.
Let me ask you this. So let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. To be convinced by Sansa.
Okay.
To tell his secrets, even though she told him, like, "Yo, fam,
after he was convinced by Dany to not say anything about it." So with a nigga like that, you can't say, "Oh man, I'm gonna tell you this secret, but don't tell nobody." And you know who this nigga is. Like, you were convinced by Dany before you were convinced by Sansa. So it's not just you're naive for listening to Sansa. You were naive for listening to Dany from the gate. And fuck John, because John was also the nigga that put the knife in her. Let's talk about Arya. Arya didn't have any convenience with why she wanted to kill Dany. It was because of the act, bro. You can't set a city on fire and then hide behind, "Oh man, this is an emotional attachment that you guys had to this." They don't give a fuck about King's Landing. They cared about the people, bro. Arya would have cut her throat. Arya would have cut her throat if John didn't do it, dog. And Arya has no attachment to anything in King's Landing. She wanted Cersei dead, probably more than what Dany wanted her dead. The fact of the matter is, the bitch went off the fucking radar when she decided to burn the city down, bro. That's what caused her death. It wasn't, "We're conspiring against you."
That everyone knows what's right and wrong unless it has to do with their loved ones. That's when shit kind of goes out the window.
What did Arya's loved ones have to do with what took place, bro? Arya did not lose a soul because of what Dany did.
Bran is the reason why all of this shit happened.
What did Arya's loved ones, bro? Like, Arya's loved ones did not. None of Arya's people were murdered by Dany. Arya was willing to say, "Hey, my list is done. I'm here to kill this bitch." John had to tell her, "No, I got it. You're good. I got it." Arya didn't have no investment in it, bro. There's right and there's wrong, dog. It's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's what's right and what's wrong. What Dany did was wrong in the eyes of what the plan was from all of them.
That's perspective, bro. Because
Max, you can't set a city on fire. You can't set a city on fire. It's always perspective, then, bro. Going back to the Hitler conversation, it's always perspective. But Hitler, but Hitler deserved to die, correct? Because of what your perspective is of what he did, correct?
Let me jump in.
Right?
I agree halfway with both y'all. I do think Dany had to die, but I don't think Jon killed her. I think Tyrion wanted. He was pissed off about all the innocent people she killed. I think Jon killed her because Tyrion convinced her that she was gonna go to Winterfell and do the same fucking thing, so she had to go. I don't think Jon really killed her because he was defending what she did. Yeah, I think he killed her for the safety of Sansa and the people at Winterfell more than anything.
Yeah. And the reason why is because of Dany's arrogance, bro. When Dany is saying, bro, and I knew it when she killed Varys, bro. To be honest with you, I knew when she killed Varys that everybody was fucked that knew about the secret. Because a person like her, no, but not just him, bro. Like, he was the easiest one to kill. She needed the other people. Like, she's really supposed to kill Jon. She's supposed to kill fucking Sansa. She's supposed to kill Arya and Bran, not just Varys.
She really didn't need nobody because she burnt the city down by herself. She didn't really need nobody. She killed Varys because she knew Varys was trying to kill her.
Yeah, Varys was trying to kill
her. That was 100%. The nigga was putting poison in her food.
With anybody that knew about that secret, bro, like that talked about that secret, bro, she was going to kill them, bro.
But here's the thing, though. He said it when Varys came through and was like, "Hey, I want to serve you. I believe in what you're saying." She said it. This was seasons ago. She was like, "Yo, and if you ever betray me, I'll burn you alive."
Yeah, you know and he said it too. He said, "I serve the rightful." He said, "I serve the rightful." That's it. Like, So we both laid it out on the table. We knew what was gonna happen. That was perfectly set up. But
here's the thing. One of them wasn't forthcoming. If you knew that, why didn't you step to her as her advisor? Like, yo, I just heard that you're not the rightful way. This, that, and the third. I feel like I can't be in your corner.
The same reason why no one did that, bro. Like nobody did. Nobody came up to her. Nobody because nobody. John did it because John was dicking her down, like, and she was naive enough to believe that John wasn't gonna say anything. So John actually fucking played the shit out of her. Tyrion and the rest of them niggas, they were all doomed, bro. The minute that secret started spreading around, bro, she wasn't about to let that come out, dog. She wasn't, bro. And because she wasn't about to let that come out, now it's either y'all kill her or she's gonna do what she did to this fucking city and kill everybody else, bro. Like that's how I viewed it. I don't think it was a oh man, you killed my sister or you killed my brother or nah, bro. Like this bitch is losing her mind. We're next. That's how I looked at it from most of those people, not all of them. Arya and them were like, she gotta go, bro. Like this is not acceptable, dog. Like I'm fucking trying to save innocent fucking kids and they parents are dying in my arms and shit like that. Like they not with all that type of shit, bro. As cold-blooded as Arya is a righteous person, bro. Like they're not with all that like dishonorable shit, bro. Especially Arya, dog. So when Arya got on board with killing her, there's no doubt in my mind that was the right decision, bro.
Well, I don't know. We don't know if Arya was on board with killing her because I mean
she went to John and talked to John about it. She told John about it. John told her he had it.
She didn't tell John she was gonna kill her. She just said your queen got to her first. That's all she said. She just told John that Sansa wasn't gonna bend the knee.
What that mean?
And I really appreciate Arya's kind of arc, even though people were like, yo, why did we watch her run through the whatever? I think the whole time, like, Arya went through a dark period of time where she was just, like, killing and whatever, and she was just, like, this machine. And I appreciated seeing, like, Arya's perspective and point of view because I think she got some of her humanity back because it was always about the list. And I agree with Vern on this, is where like Arya knew from the beginning when Dany went to Winterfell that she had to go, right? And you kind of get an illusion of that and when John is about to tell them about the secret, or Bran is about to tell them about the secret, right? And I think Arya kind of already knew like this is where it's heading, and I want to finish the list, and then I'll atone all of that to Dany. But I think as Arya is running through and you see the dichotomy of like the Hound and Arya being pushed down and all that other stuff, I think for Arya, like she was ready to go and kill Dany. And to be honest, even though she had killed the Night King, I kind of wanted to see Arya kill Dany and like John be a witness to it. That is what I thought it was gonna be, and I was kind of mad because I was like, damn, if Arya kills Cersei and the Night King and Dany, like I'm gonna be tight. But after the Cersei thing went the way that it went and she was trying to leave, I was like, you know what? If she kills Dany, like this will be, at least for me, vindicating in some way. And the fact that like John kissed her like some Shakespearean shit, you know what I'm saying? And was just like slice, like that to me was very sloppy, and that to me was like very disheartening. That whole episode honestly was just like, let's show people around the fucking table, like Bronn as the master of coin. Like it just like nothing made sense to me at all. Like I
agree.
It was such a miscarriage of justice for me as a fucking real fan that I honestly came to grips with it very quickly because I was like, fuck this show. Like, I don't even give a fuck. Like, if we don't do this podcast, I was at that point where like, if we don't do this podcast, I don't give a fuck. What's the next show? Because it just, to me, it was just so sloppy. Like, how are you going to have a prisoner and let that prisoner speak? Like, how?
Yeah.
For like 20 minutes. For 20 minutes.
Then when a nigga brings up democracy, y'all like, nah, man, we're not doing that. That's stupid. Like, what the fuck? It's stupid for y'all to let Tyrion sit right here on this fucking box and tell y'all what the fuck to do and what not to do, bro. Like that, like it just doesn't make sense, dog. Like it doesn't, bro.
Democracy. We finally saw the new Prince of Dawn. We see all of these people. We saw Sansa's, what is it, uncle? try to make a trash speech for the throne. Everybody's there, and then Sansa is like, "Hey, Bran, the North is gonna be fucking independent," and he's like, and that's a form of democracy. Like,
Nah, I'm more upset with Bran that he sent his fucking brother to the wall. Like, fuck it. If y'all niggas is gonna thug the throne, don't fucking send your brother to the fucking wall. Like, let that nigga be home, bro. Like, I don't like it's too much like maybe and maybe not with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and to be honest with you, bro, like after like I watched that last episode, I think twice. It may have been 3 times, bro. But like the Arya storyline was the best one to me, in my opinion. The only thing that would have made it better to me, and it would have like helped them close it out a little bit better, was if the Hound killed Cersei for Arya. There was like a moment where the Hound was about to fight his brother, but right before that, he sent Arya away, and it was kind of like he was telling Arya, "You don't need to like go down this road that I chose. Like I committed my life to this game, to being this killer nigga, and I know how much it's fucked me up, but you still can save yourself." So to me, the last decent act that he would have been able to do for Arya would have been to cut Cersei's head when she tried to fucking squeeze by the staircase to go downstairs. Like to me, that would have been a perfect fucking ending for the Hound and for Arya shit. Because at that point, you know, the two enemies from the gate, they ended up working together to save each other, you know. That would have been his way of freeing himself and feeling better about the shit that he did in life. And now Arya doesn't have to commit to living in what the fucking face of the Isles and being an assassin and shit like that. So it's just a bunch of shit like that where they could have ended it in a more complete fashion, and they opted to just do what the fuck they wanted to do in that writer's room, like the Jon shit y'all talking about. For you not to show Jon getting captured or whatever the fuck it was, that's fucking like that's sloppy and stupid, bro. Like I thought he was dead, to be honest with you, but then I'm like, well, no, they wouldn't have just killed him off camera like that. But then you find out that he's been a prisoner for all this fucking time. Who put him in chains? Grey Worm is the angriest nigga on the show in that last episode. You mean to tell me that the one person who saved his life that he will fucking die for outside of Missandei was murdered by this nigga who he has no ties to, and he called the fucking the boys to put him in chains and lock him up? It'd have been 2 dead bodies instead of 1, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
And Grey Worm too, probably like I wouldn't even have been surprised if Grey Worm started stabbing people in that circle, because the thing is he was, and the reason why I say that is because he was like, "You don't talk," and then all of a sudden they were like, "No, let him talk," and then Grey Worm like all of a sudden started to abide by rules from people that he has no loyalty to. Like that shit just really had me fucked up, because I'm like, yo, at that point he should have got a little stabby, like, oh, you keep talking, stab. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that would have been, like, he literally executed, you know, of the Lannister army, right, that was alive. He went over there and told Jon, like, I don't take orders from you, and then took orders from people he don't fuck with. This don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And yo, the thing that really bothers me about the whole shit is, like, of all the families that suffered, like, the Stark family, for the most part, are the most fucking intact. Like, Arya just all of a sudden turns into Ferdinand Magellan and just has a fucking ship from who? Yara? I don't know. They just find a fucking ship for her to get on, and she's like, I want to see what's west of Westeros. And then Sansa goes back, becomes the Queen of the North. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they also lost the most throughout this shit, so I kind of figured they were gonna make them whole in a certain extent.
They lost the most?
But yeah, and what we've seen, yeah, they lost their mother, their father, their brother.
Like I think they're like that. To me, the Starks represent like white colonialism. You know what I'm saying? They suffered some tragedies, and now they've band together to literally just terrorize whoever. They take resources from whoever, and if once they no good to them or whatever the case may be, they just move on. To me, there's a lot of like I hate the fact that there's no reciprocity with them. Like everything is about themselves. Like it's about the Stark sigil. Mind you, I don't know if y'all noticed. I saw in one of these YouTube videos that Bran's new sigil isn't the Stark sigil. It's like some Raven shit, which means that's not even like that's still not Bran. Like, and I feel like it was a mind trick where like people felt bad for Bran and wanted you know, they wanted to protect him, but they weren't protecting Bran. They're protecting the 3-Eyed Raven or whatever his name is. And at the end, it's literally the Raven trying to play these games to get on the throne.
Yeah, but who did the Starks use though? Like who did they take resources from and then like discard it? Like once they had their resources.
I mean, definitely Danny. That's like the biggest one. I mean, you know, when they helped fight their war, you know what I'm saying? Like that was their shit. And technically, if you wanted to keep it a whole buck, when Bran was like, he's after me, they should have just gave Bran away. Like, well, nigga, fuck. If he's after you,
wait,
you can go. You can go. You can definitely go. You can definitely go. Wait, I'm not done. Arya going to the what's that shit with the forgot what it's called. The when she went to Essos to train. Forgot what the shit is. Bravos? She wanted to be a faceless man. She wanted to be House on the Dot. She wanted to be a faceless man. She's living there for free, eating there for free. They're teaching her all this shit. They're telling her, yo, you gotta go about it this way. Like, this is how you gotta go about it. No, she's fighting herself to be Arya, but she still wants to learn this shit. She learns some fire shit, starts killing the workers there. She killed, what's her name? The girl, the waif. She killed the waif. And he's like, you know what? I'm done here. I'm gonna move on. Sansa's in King's Landing. She's getting treated all kinds of crazy way. Littlefinger helps her. Get out of King's Landing, puts her in a fucked up situation, but at the same time, gets her out of King's Landing because she was about to die, especially after the wedding, the purple wedding or whatever it is, because her head was on that spike, whether she liked it or not, because of what happened with what's his name? Joffrey. Regardless of that, Peter Baelish gets her out of there. She went to go see her aunt, and then he puts her back in Winterfell. Another fucked up situation, but still got you out of your shit. You was able to beat Ramsay, right? Everything's cool. And then you killed a nigga. Granted, he was trying to put you and your sister against each other, but at the same time, he saved your life a couple times. Because your aunt was your aunt was about to kill
that's
you.
wrong.
Wait. Your aunt was about to kill you. The Lannisters was about to kill you. And he just put you in a fucked up marriage. Niggas get put fucked up marriages all the time.
Yeah, but all that's wrong. All that's hold on. Let's start with what was the first one you named? The
Danny.
Yeah, the Danny thing, right? So the Danny thing we're gonna be split at because I'm not of the mindset that was just Jon's war, right? I'm of the mindset of it starts as Jon's war because they're the first wave of defense, but then they're gonna keep, possibly killing people. We don't know. So cool. You want to roll with that one? Great, right? I'll give you that one, right? But Dany did it because she wanted the North to bend the knee, so she was still trying to get something from that situation as well. Let's go down to Arya.
Stay on that.
Let's go down to Arya.
Wait. We can stay on that. She didn't need the North to bend the knee.
Yeah.
She tried to help.
No.
She did not need the North to bend the knee.
No. Remember her helping. Hold on. Her helping was contingent upon Jon bending the knee.
No, it wasn't.
She did not, bro.
She was only helping with Dragon Glass. She said, "You know what? You can mine the Dragon Glass, take that shit back with you, and fight your own war."
Yeah, and she committed to helping. Then Jon bent the knee. She didn't even. Because when Jon bent the knee, she said, "Well, what about your people?" She didn't even ask Jon to bend the knee when she volunteered to help.
Jon was
so y'all think that Dany was of the mindset that Jon's not gonna bend the knee.
Vern, we're not talking hypotheticals, Vern. We're not talking hypotheticals. Talk about what happened. She did not get Jon to bend the knee. Jon decided to after she flew beyond the wall to help this dude. She lost the dragon, came back. Was not expecting anything, and then he bent the knee out of courtesy because he liked her. I don't know, but at the same time, she didn't ask him for that. She was like, "Go back to do whatever you about to do. I'm about to King's Landing and burn that shit down."
And let's not forget about Tyrion being like, "We need to." The only reason why she lost the dragon, especially, is because Tyrion was like, "Yo, we need to capture a dragon to go convince Cersei because she's real convincible to give some of her army and to have people march to the north," which obviously didn't fucking happen. So I feel like the thing about Dany is that like Jon wanted just the dragon glass, as everyone is saying. And she was the one who was like, yes, based on her trash-ass advisors, aka Tyrion, fucking trash, and that's her fault. Because she should have never asked him to be handed the queen.
It is her fault, but she also knew that, like, who knows her better than anybody? It's him. You know what I'm saying?
That's the show fault.
It's stupid, because here's the thing. Like, even if you want to be like, all right, Cersei, like, he's shown that he will do anything for Jaime. Jaime is the only person in his life, as he stated, which I really appreciated that scene between the both of them. They didn't treat him like a monster. Like, Jaime was the reason why he was free in the first place. Jaime is the reason why, huh?
Are we talking about the Lannisters? Or I thought we were doing the Starks thing. Like, I thought we were going through like the Stark shit. Like back to the Danny Jon thing. Like, the point in which he bent the knee, and all hypotheticals aside, I'm again not of the mindset that was just Jon's war. I agree with what Jon told them, and I agree with what Tyrion advised her. This shit is a real problem. Like, I believe that. That wasn't, oh man, I'm helping you beat up a nigga that's about to beat you up. I'm protecting myself down the line too, just in case them niggas make it past y'all. Based off of what I heard about these niggas, they could make it past you.
Let me ask you a question. Why did Danny need Jon then?
Why did who?
Now, why did Danny need Jon, like, in the north? Because here's the thing, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dragonstone is closer to King's Landing than it is Winterfell, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and it's off of the shit, like off of, like, it's an island. So
it's an island,
yeah,
right? Okay. So, like, she's already there on Dragonstone, correct? So, like, what would be the reason why she would need to go to the north for Jon otherwise?
No.
Especially
not
the White Walkers can't swim.
Look, cool. That's if she decides to bunk in.
Like, she doesn't gain anything.
That's if she decides. But you do, though, because your purpose is to protect the Seven Kingdoms. That's what you want to be on the throne for.
Right, yeah.
You want to be on the throne. You want to be on the throne.
I love how you do.
You want to be on the throne to protect the Seven Kingdoms.
Wait. She's not the queen. You've been saying this for the past.
But that's no. At that point, she was. At that point,
she, bro. If she wasn't
at that point, she wasn't the queen.
After she burnt King's Landing, if she's not the queen, then she's never the queen.
No. We have information now. No. We have information now. Bro, we have information now.
Ago, you was
hold on. No.
Bro,
again, I'm talking from the time point that we're at. The time point that we're at with the information that we have. From the time point that we're at, when she met Jon and Jon asked her to fight that war, she was the queen. That's who she was. She was the queen.
I'm talking about actually on the throne.
Yes, and if her plan was to save everyone and protect these people, which is what her and Tyrion discussed, I can understand why she would say, you know what? I'll go fight this war for you, because this may be a problem that I have to endure later on. Again, we're going to be split on whose war it was, but I agree with the school of thought that was not just Jon's war. That was everyone's war, Cersei included. Cersei was smart enough to say, no, I'm not going to engage in that shit. Y'all deal with them niggas. That was the difference. Dany acted with her heart based off of what she thought the next round of fucking danger was going to be. So, again, we're going to be split on that. To Arya went to the fucking the.
Hold on. Let me say this. I'm with you to a certain extent, but the only reason why I can't say is I think it's more of bad show writing. Because the only reason I can't say is everybody walked because everybody wasn't there. The Riverlands wasn't there. The Dawn wasn't there. So it was only two kingdoms there. It was basically.
They sent out 100. They sent out. I'm not saying it was everybody's war, like everybody was physically fighting. I'm saying the ones that ignored it, you were the ones that wouldn't have. When they sent off all the ravens and they got all the people back that would help them. When they were sitting in there trying to figure out what armies they had that committed.
That was the North Army. Those were the North. Army.
That wasn't.
I'm talking about every fucking fight that took place, bro.
No,
but my fault.
Ravens for that, that's what we said. They never sent no ravens for that.
So you're saying that when they went to go get what's the little short lady, the woman that runs her house, the little kid, what's it?
Mormont.
When they went to go get her.
That was for the battle of the North.
That was for what?
Ramsey.
That was the battle of the bastards.
Yeah.
When oh, she gave them 60 people for the battle of the bastards?
Yeah.
And then when they sat in that room and talked about the Night King and everybody was like, you know, we can go home now. They said, no, we're going home, or they stayed?
That was just the North. That was everybody from the North. That was the North.
Yeah, that was North.
That wasn't nobody else but the North. That's
And
it might have been everybody walk, but the show did a terrible job of making it everybody's walk. That's why I hated about the Tullys and Robin Aaron and fucking the new Prince of Dawn, all them being at the end. I'm like, where y'all motherfuckers is at when the world was about to end? That's why.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying. It was a poor job of the show tying everybody in together to make it seem like this is all that matters. So at the end, it seems like it was only John Walk because.
But I think they did their part with that by making it a Cersei conversation and the conversation that took place in Dragon, whatever the fuck it was. Like, and again, all of it's expedited. So I don't know how many different conversations we could have had with how many different houses or whatever to make it make sense. So to me, they went to the people that mattered. They went to Dany. They went to Cersei.
Dawn
is
fighters on the fucking show.
I don't know, bro. The bitch that run Dawn is in a cell right now in King's Landing under rubble, bro. So I don't know, bro. You know, I don't know. I don't know how that would have played out. But again, I feel like that was everybody's war. So to me, that wasn't John trying to use her. That was, hey, bitch, we need help with this shit, or this is gonna be everybody's problem. Either you're gonna pay now, or we're gonna pay double later. She took a loss. Took a loss. That's what happened. Arya.
It's called convenience. It's called colonization. When you need resources. When you need resources to get what your agenda is done, granted, it may have been for everybody, it's still your agenda. It's not my agenda.
Yep.
They are.
Cool.
They absolutely are. That's why I fuck with them.
And you can say that was your war. Cool. Like if you want to say that wasn't Dany's fight, cool. Recuse yourself of that. Great. I don't agree with that. I think it was everybody's fight. I saw the nigga lift up 20,000 people at fucking Hardhome with the fucking raise of his arms. Arya
didn't kill you.
Arya was a fucking prisoner because of not her own doing, but because of the treason that was committed against her family. The nigga that told her to come, she only went to the Face of the Isles because the Isle of Faces because the nigga invited her. Like the nigga told her to come. Like if I'm telling you to come to my crib and I'm saying, if you want to come holler at me, here's a coin. This is how you get here because you saved my fucking life when this shit was on fire. You're not gonna tell me years later now that I'm using you because I'm eating up all your food and staying here without contributing nothing. No, you wanted me to come here.
Wait, but he asked, "Who are you?" You knew exactly what that question was.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who do you mean? He asked, "Who are you?"
He asked Arya that. Who are you?
Yes, but what I'm saying is, what does that have to do? What does that have to do? She knew nothing of that place. He invited her to that place. He gave her the means to get to that place. Like that wasn't her saying, "Hey man, this nigga's a killer. I'm about to roll with this nigga." No, Arya went her own way. That nigga was the nigga that said, "Hey."
And when she got there, what happened?
When she got there, she took the nigga up on his offer. It was his offer.
Blood in.
Yeah,
that's what I always hate about Arya's storyline. There's no way they're gonna tell that way better in the books. There's no way she just leaves fucking trained assassins like that and just like, you know what? I'm Arya Stark now, bitch. I'm out.
But again, we couldn't stay there. And from the writing standpoint, like I agree with you, but I also know that
join a gang. And then she decided to leave the gang.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the fuck happened.
No. I was invited.
You don't just leave a gang.
I was invited to join. No, that's not. Hold on. She's still a part. Hold on. She's still a part of the gang. That doesn't mean that I have to live on a block that I got. Okay, cool.
She's not.
Okay, cool.
She killed the witch and she ran away and became Arya again. She
said it right there. He's like, "Oh, now you're a faceless." He said, "Now you're a faceless woman." She's like, "No, I'm Arya Stark," and left that.
So what I'm asking y'all is this, bro. And again, it's perspective, bro. Y'all think that her and the nigga left on bad terms? Like y'all think that they split on bad terms?
Man, it's not about bad terms, man.
I'm asking you, do y'all think that her and the nigga left on bad terms? That's what I'm asking y'all.
Who would have killed her?
And that's what I'm saying. So to me, that's not, oh man, I took everything from y'all. Now I'm out. That nigga wouldn't allow that to happen. That nigga, if this was a fucking,
don't say he would have allowed it to happen.
No, come on, bro.
He absolutely come on,
bro. If that nigga felt like Arya was taking something from him, he wouldn't have allowed that to happen, dog. Like it's not happening like that, bro. That nigga trained. It's perspective. It's perspective. So I view it as he wanted to train Arya to get to that point, and then you're good to do what you want to do. That's what I took it as. I didn't take it as you're gonna spend the rest of your days here, bro. That's not what I took it as. I never took it as that. I never took it as this was a lifelong commitment. You got to die with us with somebody else face on. No, I didn't take it as that. It's perspective, bro.
And
so,
but the thing is that like you have to, because during the whole him showing her how to do things, like he literally was like, this is the way that we do things. You're going to start cleaning the body. Like she was like bottom of the barrel and continued this. And he was like, this is where your end goal is to become no one.
And then she started killing niggas out of nowhere. Like, yo,
exactly.
You're not here to do none of that.
That dude where she took the face of that girl and ended up stabbing the dude in the eye.
I know about the King's Guard.
Samantha Tranks.
Yeah.
Nah, so bro, like, I don't take it. I don't take it as that.
Going off script, which is the reason.
I don't take it as that. I don't take it as that. I take it as that nigga from the gate, bro. Like, let's go back to how they got together, bro. They got back together because Arya was a person that acted off of kindness, bro. Arya was a person that cared. Hold on. They got together because Arya was a person that literally could have saved herself and got the fuck out of there, but she was a person of compassion who saved his ass. That's how they got there. So from that point, he knew who Arya was, bro. And I don't think that he was held captive because he couldn't escape or whatever the case is. I think it was all the fucking play, all the tests, and she passed those tests. Did she fail some classes along the way? Yes, because she was acting out and doing things that they felt like weren't necessary at the time to see if she could follow directions.
Her personal goal, her personal gain.
Yeah.
And then when she got what she needed, what did she do?
And the same thing with the waif.
And that was my point. And that was my point.
The same thing with the waif. He knew that the waif was this person that was uncontrollable with her hate towards Arya, bro. Like he knew that she wasn't gonna make it quick and all this other shit. Like he knew what it was, bro. I don't think that was a fucking idiot nigga that was just letting niggas run around recklessly, bro.
Let me piggyback on that right quick, Vern. See, this is my whole problem with how they dropped the ball with the show. Because if you know the history of the Faceless, I just think about the Night King and the Faceless Men. They're opposites. So you have the Faceless Men who want to give people the gift of death. You have the Night King who bring people back after they dead, who basically spitting in the face of death. You know what I'm saying? They could have tied Arya's storyline in so much better. And especially even excluding the Night King, the Faceless Men got started because of dragons, because of people in Valyria, because of how they needed, they were putting people in slaves. That's why it's the slave-free city of Braavos. They could have tied all this shit into where it made so much sense. But after she left the fucking House of the Dying, we just never got no more Jag and Hagar. We got nothing else. So it's hard to be like, well, it just leaves us to theorize, well, maybe he meant this from the beginning and this and that. They could have tied all this shit in perfectly. And it's just like, they was like, man, fuck that shit. We zooming past this. All right, all that shit gone. That's why
which is
make sense of any of it.
Which is why I said it's all perspective. Like if you're going to view it like she came in and broke the code, I look at it like the army, bro. Because I joined the army and learned how to kill niggas from being in the army. That doesn't mean that I'm walking around with camo on for the rest of my fucking life. I've done my part here.
If you're a Faceless Man, you don't just leave the
bro.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, if he allowed her to leave, then clearly we got the rules wrong. No, if he just allowed her to leave, clearly we got the rules wrong. We're trying to make it what we think. Like
it's not the rules. It's what it is. It's some dumb.
Bro, He let her go, dog. Like if he let her go, I can't sit here and say, "Oh man, this bitch took advantage of him." He let her go. Like he could have killed her. It could have been a fight. It could have been anything. She could have got fucking stabbed and escaped and swam away. He let her go. Arya's not on the run from these people, bro. The same thing with the army, my nigga.
I agree. That's
the same thing with the army.
It's dumb writing. That's what I'm saying. I agree. She not on.
Which is why I'm saying it's perspective.
I was like, what?
It's the same thing with the army. If you fucking go AWOL, nigga, you are a criminal until they catch you. Arya did not go AWOL. That nigga is not looking for her, bro. He completed what he was supposed to do for her, and she's good to go home now. The bitch that committed to the gang is the bitch that, in my opinion, he was setting up to die the whole time. The waif.
That's where you're going a little bit far when you're saying, because you putting, like, you're making a story by saying, well, he completed. We don't know what he was supposed to do for her because they don't give us any of that backstory or anything.
No. But we do because we saw it. We saw him turn her. We saw him turn her. We saw him turn her into the killer that she is, and then his storyline was over. That's him fulfilling his role within the rules of the world that they've created. We can't make up fake gang rules and say, well, if this was really a gang rules. That's what y'all just said. Y'all said that in a gang in real life, you can't just leave a gang once you join a gang. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
That's what he tried to do, and he sent somebody to kill her.
No, that's not what he tried to do, bro. I mean, my fault. That's
the waif went to kill her.
The waif went to kill her because the bitch wasn't listening to the lessons. Once she had
already been violated. She had the waif went to kill her because she had been violating. She didn't kill who she was supposed to kill, and she had been went way off script. She was hiding out. What you think
she was hiding out because she wasn't listening to the lessons, bro. Not because she went AWOL, dog. She didn't go AWOL. She wasn't on her way home, bro. She was in a brothel around the corner, my nigga. Like she didn't go AWOL, bro. Like she didn't. And again, the bitch who that's what it's perspective. It's perspective. It's perspective. And the last one was who was it? You said Sansa with Littlefinger. I completely disagree with that. Like, yes, I killed you after you played your part for me, but like you started most of this shit that happens in my life.
You killed him.
Yeah, I know, but you started most of this shit. Dog, you are the reason why my father was murdered in King's Landing. You are the reason why most of the shit that's happening with us right now is actually playing out. You got what you signed up for, bro. I didn't use you any more than you took advantage of me. So to me,
and what else was she the reason for?
To me, with all of the Starks, what I've observed with all of them, with all of the Starks, what I've observed with all of them is
for for helping John.
You punch a nigga, you punch a nigga in the face, and then the people see you hit him. They don't see what caused you to punch him in the face. Yes, she killed him. Bro, go back to why all of this happened, bro. She didn't just say, hey, man, I need you to help us and bring the veil over here because my aunt is crazy and this is why our relationship starts. No, our relationship started when you were madly in love with my fucking mother and you set my father up to be fucking killed by the fucking king at that time. So to me, you got what you signed up for. It ain't no, I used you to get, bro.
Well, hold up,
an eye for an eye, dog.
Listen, man, Brian, you gotta stop
eye for an eye, bro.
Man. But hold up,
you gotta stop making niggas. You gotta stop making niggas victims. That you gotta stop making niggas victims that cast the first stone, bro. You can't get
you. Littlefinger should have died.
You get my pops killed.
You get my. We know he should have died.
But hold up,
we know he should have died. Sansa should have died too, though. Like, let's keep it all the way to stats. Don't play the part when you need it. That's what colonizers do. They play the part when you need it. That was my whole argument. That was my whole argument.
See, you're giving.
If you knew he killed your father from the beginning, why would you even fuck with him at all?
See, look. This black people and white people shit, bro. Like, white people didn't have a problem with enslaving black people to get what they wanted. Black people right now, we don't have that mindset. Right now, we want to hurt whatever white person is in front of us now instead of using them to take advantage of the things that they have, bro. It's all perspective, bro. I'm okay with using my enemy. I'm okay with using my enemy if that means that our agenda gets pushed. Like after a certain point, bro, You can't just be, oh man, we can't fuck with these niggas because they hurt us. Nah, she learned to play the game that he played.
Being honorable people, like they not.
This is my point. This is my thing. All right, let's say Littlefinger did have to die because Littlefinger did all this shit that cost her family and all this other shit. But hold up. But then when fucking Theon gets back to Winterfell, you crying when you see this nigga? Littlefinger saved your life just like Theon saved your life. And you put the fucking stalk pin on this nigga.
Yeah. But look, it does though because you got my father killed. Theon with his fucking Theon with his treacherous shit and all of this shit that
killed. How you think Rickon got killed?
Bro, Theon with all of his treacherous shit, bro. We were able to
got her brother killed.
Theon didn't get Rickon killed, bro.
Hold up,
Theon, Lord Bolton got whatever that nigga name is killed, bro.
Let O talk and say his point.
Hold up.
He just keeps interrupting.
How can you say the father got him killed? He got the father killed, but Rickon died because Ramsay Bolton was in power at Winterfell. How did Ramsay get into power?
If Theon would have did what Theon said that he did and set them little boys on fire, then you have a point.
Well, hold up. Let's just talk about Rickon dying.
You asked the question. I'm answering your question. If Theon would have did what Rickon said he did, and that's killed them little boys, then you have a point. Theon killed them. Theon was not responsible for Ramsay's actions, bro. And even still, if you want to make it that, she chose to give the nigga that was like her brother a pass. I'm fine with that. If she would have chose to not kill Littlefinger because Littlefinger saved her life, I'm actually fine with that as well. All I'm saying is we're not going to make her a terrible person for doing things to people that have done things to her. That's it. Like how you got to that point, it does not matter to me. What you choose to do when faced with that decision on, do I kick this nigga off the bridge or do I pull him up to save his life? That's on you. But I'm not going to say you're a bad person because you've harmed people and used people that have harmed and used you. That's not that's not what I'm here for.
Okay, so what about Dany then? What about Dany? Because the thing about it is like Dany spazzed out because King's Landing or that general area where her father's like Jaime killed.
I never said that Dany was wrong. I never said that she was wrong. I never said she was wrong.
Saying that she was out of line and she had been showing that you was on that
to her people that feel like she shouldn't have done that. If that was my people and y'all killed my whole family off, the fucking Lannisters and the Baratheons, I would have done the same thing. But I can't say I will not rationalize with why someone who doesn't have that same attachment will feel the opposite. Like all of these decisions are justifiable or they're condemnable, bro. It's just perspective, dog. That's what it's always been with me. Again, with Dany did what Dany felt like was right. Do I agree with it? Maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't have set the whole fucking the whole world on fire. I would probably went to kill.
Before we got to that, you was already saying Dany was this and Dany was that and that she had.
No. See, don't say Dany was this and say Dany was that. Say what I said. I said that Dany setting the Tullys on fire and shit like that. That is a reason for these people that have this attachment to them to react the way they reacted. I understand when they made the villain. I understand it. Y'all were the ones saying y'all don't understand why she's the villain now.
Hold on. Now you confusing me because what people had the reaction to the Tullys? What people?
When Tyrion saw her set those guys on fire, bro, like that was the first sign of I'm going off the radar, bro. Like I'm going off the range, bro.
Radar. That's war.
Yeah.
That's war.
No, when again, it's perspective. With they purposely showed you Tyrion, bro.
That's what everybody do on the show, Vernon.
No, if Tyrion is telling
Game of Thrones, you either live or you die.
If Tyrion is telling you,
you die.
If Tyrion is
to kill the Bolton
kid? See again, you're going to the action. I'm not talking about the action. I understand the action of war. I understand the action of killing people in war. What I'm explaining to you is
action of killing somebody in war.
I'm talking about how Tyrion processed that consequence, not me. I understand what she did. Tyrion probably understood it, but did not agree with it, bro. There's a difference. If Tyrion is trying to tell you, no, don't kill these people, don't kill these people, irrespectively to if that's how war is conducted or not. Your advisor is gonna feel away because he doesn't advise you to do that. Like, it's all on the perspective, bro. Not what's right and wrong within my eyes. It's what those characters are seeing, bro. Like, there's no, it's not 2 + 2 = 4 in any of this, bro. It's all perspective, dog. That's what it's always been, bro. Like, again,
you can say that for everything with the show. You can say
that's exactly what it is, which is why I'm saying I'm not gonna condemn. Which is why I'm saying I'm not gonna condemn the people that made decisions that I did not agree with. I understand why they could have been taking this wrong, but that doesn't mean that I had the right answer either. I probably would have been Ned Stark. Ned took the right route and got his fucking head cut off. So forgive me if the right answer isn't the answer to pass the fucking test, bro. Like, there are different routes, bro. Everybody's not gonna agree. Tyrion did not want her to start killing people.
That, Vernon. I don't think
y'all are because y'all.
I'm definitely not.
You're saying that because people die in war, that's no reason for her people to look at her a certain way because she set niggas on fire. And I'm telling you,
looking at her, they're killing her. They killed her.
Yeah, because they looked at her a certain way.
They understand her and killed her.
What you said? Oh,
I'm saying most of her followers fucked with that shit. Missandei wasn't looking at her no different kind of way. Grey Worm wasn't looking at her no different.
Not Tyrion. Not Tyrion. Not what's the nigga name? The nigga that died for her.
Jorah.
Yeah, Jorah. Jorah bent, dog. Jorah was the first nigga she checked. Jorah was the first nigga she checked, bro. When she was dealing with the slave transaction shit and she set the nigga on fire, she checked Jorah first. She told Jorah, don't ever fucking publicly question me again.
No, that's not why she checked him though, Vern. You got the facts off.
What she checked him for?
Because Jorah told her don't give away your dragon for the army.
Yes.
And Jorah ain't even know she could speak Valyrian and shit. So then that's why Jorah was looking like, oh, she pulled this off. She knew what she was doing. That's why she said don't ever check. She didn't check him. Jorah didn't say nothing about burning them people up. Again, bro, like you're anchoring things. What I'm telling you is I'm talking facts.
I didn't say that Jorah got checked because of the burning people thing up. I'm saying Jorah was the first person that she checked for disagreeing with what she did, bro. That's what I'm saying.
All right, bro. You that's what you're doing.
Did Jorah not tell her? Did Jorah not tell her? Did Jorah not advise her to not give those?
Context though, Vernon. Of course, she's checked people before, but we're talking about in the context of her burning people up. Jorah never told her nothing in that context of going of killing somebody.
I'm not talking. I just said, I said when they were dealing with the slave thing. Oh, that's exactly what I said. I said when they were dealing with the slaves. I never said Jorah got checked because of her burning people. But I'm illustrating for you. I'm illustrating. It does. It give your ears the chance you're giving your mouth. It does because I'm showing you that she's gone against her team multiple times and what they've advised. So when you go against your team and you say, look, this is the game plan I'm going to go with, I can understand where the discord comes from. I can understand why now the further it goes now, well, fuck it. This bitch just ain't listening to nobody. We gotta get her under control, bro. I can understand that.
Once. She only she went away once.
No. She went away with the slaver shit when they told her to not free all of the slaves and make that the free land. Jorah advised her against that. And then they had to get her the fuck out of there when the land turned on her. She did that. And I'm only going through the ones that I have off the top of my head right now.
Jorah didn't advise her against that, Vernon.
Bro, somebody on her team, my nigga. Somebody on her team was sitting there saying, hey, man, this might not be the right answer, bro. This is the way things have been for decades. Let this shit be the way it is.
It's the nigga who's from there. The one of the son of the slavers.
Yeah, he wasn't.
That was the only one. And she was like, no, the reason why I'm doing this is because it's been like this for thousands of years. It shouldn't be like
wrong. And she was wrong. She was wrong.
Slavery?
And she was wrong. No, see, you're saying ending slavery. It's the American shit, bro. Like, you can't go to fucking Iraq and say, hey, the way you guys are living are wrong over there because we live like this. That's the way they live over there, bro.
Nigga, that's inhumane, bro. They weren't.
That's not no American.
Perspective.
That's not no nigga.
Slavery
anywhere,
nigga. Shit, my nigga.
Bro, oh my god,
that's some US shit.
That's real.
I drove by 4 plantations.
Nigga, that's some colonization shit. That's some British shit.
slavery.
Ain't slavery ain't the way, nigga. Like, no.
So wait.
I mean, Genghis Khan was going out to Southeast Asian countries and enslaving people and killing people there. So I mean,
nigga, Africans in Africa were enslaving Africans. Nigga, like, what do you mean? That's the way of the land, bro. You have to respect the way of the land.
Wait. No, there's indentured servitude. There's a difference. You can be an indentured servant.
And a slave. I'm talking about slaves,
whereas
bro.
You live on someone's land and property. They feed.
Yeah.
Slavery. The slavery that we know was colonized and formed by the Americans.
That's not true, Max. That's not true, Max.
Wait, you weren't even a person. You were 3/5 of a person, my nigga. Max. You were not a person. You were cattle. Max. You were the equivalent of cattle.
Max.
There's difference between servitude and being a slave.
Max. African niggas
totally off the rails.
African niggas had slaves, Max. Like you know. They ate for free and lived for free. The mix with slaves, Max.
They were indentured
mix with slaves, Max.
They weren't none of that shit.
It's highborn and lowborn, bro. Like if you're a lowborn nigga, like you're a slave, bro. Like that's what happened.
They weren't treated like animals. Nah,
Max. Them niggas were slaves, Max. I don't know what other definition of a slave there is, bro.
Look it up. Show me. Find
Yeah, I'm kind of confused as to like what you're talking about. Like Africa is an entire continent, so I want to know like where you're saying, and not even because I'm taking it personally. I'm just saying like we have, based on the colonization of Europeans and even beforehand, we have people who are literally like in chains and are, you know, not really fed and killed and whipped and all this other stuff, right? But like, where in African history of any country, right, do you see that happening? Like, or just a region or like a empire? Like, where do you see that?
Yo, so wait, let me ask y'all this, right? Y'all think that slavery?
I want you to answer my question before you ask me the question.
Y'all think that when the white niggas went over to Africa to get slaves, like they went and grabbed people and then enslaved them? That's what y'all think? Or y'all think they were slaves?
What I'm asking you is to give me an example, because that's actually not that's not actually true.
What's not true? That African people had slaves, that like we didn't have slaves that we sold to the white people when they came over there? Those weren't the first transactions?
Well, they technically wasn't slaves when
they weren't slaves.
They weren't slaves, bro.
What were they? What were they?
Servants. I'm telling you what they were. Between indentured servitude and slavery, my nigga.
Yeah,
there's two things, and then work for hire. That's the difference, bro.
Right.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Hold on. Let me ask you this though. If you're an indentured servant, right? Like if you're an indentured servitude, right? You can be sold to someone else.
Yes, because you're working for a specific amount of time.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like slavery to me, bro. That doesn't sound like indentured servitude. That sounds like slavery. If another nigga can walk over here and say, "Hey."
Wait. So you're telling me slaves that were colonized by Americans, right? The British brought a bunch of Africans to America, and they were working on these plantation fields and doing all this work. And you're telling me that slave owners let them work for a certain amount of time, and after that amount of time, they were able to live their lives and be free and do whatever they want. You're telling me?
No. What I'm telling you is, from the gate, if y'all saying that the African people who I'm referring to as slaves were indentured servitude volunteers, the fact that they were able to be sold to these colonizers negates that. Like that takes away the indentured servitude thing. How do you get? Hold on.
I just want to know where you're coming from, though. Like where who are you talking about? Because that's the original question. The original question was, hey, I want you to give me a specific example of an empire or something, because I feel like you're pure speculation.
Go with Egyptians, bro. Go with Egyptians. Who do you think were building pyramids, dog? You think these were indentured servitude niggas, or these were slaves, bro? Look at the images of the niggas with the chains around their neck, carrying the fucking blocks and shit like that, bro. Like all of this shit is not a new concept, dog. Like this isn't.
Brian, that you can't go off those pictures. Those pictures wasn't.
And see,
that's just somebody.
So let me ask. So then the larger question is, which version of it do you want to go with, right? Because again, if you're gonna tell me what I'm offering as a reference can't be utilized, then what can we go with?
Well, Vern, I'm just saying that's like me drawing a picture of the shit, and they haven't like it was somebody my age could have drawn that.
Yeah, but hieroglyphics and shit though. Oh, like you know what I mean? Like inside of caves and like
I thought you were just talking about.
I'm not talking about a Chinese nigga sitting there drawing shit and what they thought it was. Like I'm talking about like again the way the world was operated, bro.
Also, let's put it into perspective. The slave trade didn't touch Egypt. It was West Africa. It was
right.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the concept though. The concept of slavery, like the concept of slavery, it wasn't something that the British people inducted. When they got to Africa,
there wasn't the first people
to reference slavery.
She asked what empires. She asked what empire. That's what she asked. I was addressing her question. So now, if we're going to the Africans again, I can find some examples, but I am almost 100% certain that they were not indentured servitude, guys. If they were able to be sold, if you were able to be sold to a group of white people to get on a ship and be bought somewhere else, like that does not make sense. How are you in a service?
They lied, bro. They lied. Burn.
Can we move on from this?
Yeah.
Go back to Westbrook.
But you gotta respect the laws of the land, bro. Like the laws of the land are the laws of the land.
But hold on, Vern. We forgetting one thing. It was the laws of the land, but they nailed up 163 children at every milepost.
Yeah.
On her way up there.
Yeah.
So she see all this. She like, you think that was a friendly
America? It's America. We can't mind our business. We feel like we have to correct everything because of the way we live.
Some shit like that. That's some shit you correct. It ain't about my
and when you correct things,
kids being killed.
And when you correct things,
I mean, the UN is consistently of like hundreds of countries, and they also agree like they have like
the Geneva Code
and alliances. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I mean, I agree. I do think America doesn't mind their own damn business, because a lot of the reason why a lot of countries don't like us is because we've done things in the guise of being the good guys, but we're actually going for like
greed, the oil.
Well, exactly.
That's what America
I'll agree. I'll agree with that point. And I will also agree with slavery wasn't just a 1600, 1400 thing. Like people have been. There's been a hierarchy or social hierarchy of people from the beginning before actual civilization.
Right.
Okay, so I will agree with that. But as we move on from this topic, I don't want to get into the crosshairs of what is slavery and what's not, because we're kind of missing the whole point of like why we're doing this podcast. So we can
but it's in that conversation, because we're talking about the laws of the land. Like that's how we got to this point. If the laws of the land,
but we agree with that. Like all
if the laws, no, we didn't agree.
All of us agreed that like there is a
no.
Game of Thrones. Didn't
no. No. Let's not step over things. If we agreed that the laws of the land were to be respected, then we wouldn't have even went down that road. I was told within this conversation, and you can watch it again, that she was doing what was right by ending slavery. And I'm explaining that that's what was right in her perspective. To those people that were brought up underneath that guise, they were perfectly okay with that. So again, when
okay, but no. I know what he's saying, because remember that old guy was like,
the dude came to him. He said,
yeah, but wait, but Vern. His perspective, he's what, 80, 90 years old, about to die. The nigga's like, yo, listen, I'm cool with it now. Like, don't switch shit up. I'm talking about those 160 some kids that were nailed up, and they parents. The young niggas was like, yo, kill this shit immediately. Like, this is not even for discussion. You know what I'm saying? You brought up an example of one old nigga who about to die. Who don't care about the future. Her plans weren't for the present or the past. It's for the future.
They gave them the fucking swords. They went to war. They were like, fuck that. We got it.
And again, I'm not refuting any of that. All I'm explaining to you is when you make decisions like that and they're not your decisions to make, you can upset things, and people can now want to kill you. So look at that. and they tried to attack and murder her because of that
Danny,
decision she made.
Because they asked Danny specifically to open up the fighting pits, and she said
and
no.
She wouldn't do it. Like,
so I will agree with that particular point.
You can't come in and say, man, all of this is the way I want it to be because this is how I view things. Like, it's the same thing. So with all of it, you know, it's the democracy thing versus dictatorship, bro. Like, democracy is when we can talk and come to a workable solution. And even with that, you're still gonna have people that disagree with it, and they'll try to overthrow whatever the leaders are. Like, there's never gonna be 100% unison with any of these decisions, bro. All I'm saying is, within her advisory camp, they showed you multiple instances where Danny went with what she thought was right, and I agree with her that a lot of those decisions were the right decisions to make based off of how we live. But I also see the other side of it and how that could rub a certain group of people the wrong way now, and they want to overthrow your shit. So to me, you know, it's that in a nutshell. It's like, yes, you satisfied the slaves that you freed, and, you know, they were happy and shit like that. But you also made a lot of enemies, not just outside of your team, but within your team, in your house. So when you setting niggas on fire, yes, that is something that happens within war. You can burn people because you can do that, Danny. You are the baddest motherfucker on this planet. But does that mean that that's the way we have to do things? No. Now we're going to be split as a team now. And they continuously showed her and her team being split about things. No different from John and Sansa. John felt like, oh, I can figure this shit out on how to beat Ramsay. I got this. We don't need nothing but what we have right here. Sansa disagreed openly. They made that a thing. And then Sansa said, you know what? Fuck it. I am now going to conspire against what you advised us or what you told us we're going to do. Man, it's the same thing, bro. Like, with
it's convenience, bro. She done saved your life. You was in the creps.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about with Danny. I'm not talking about Danny. I'm talking about with Ramsay and Sansa. With Ramsay and Sansa, when Sansa went to John and told John to listen to me on how to beat Ramsay, I'm just showing you that they've consistently used that trick where somebody's had to go around the person in power to make what they felt was a better decision. Like, that's happened consistently.
But if the decision is to kill somebody, that's not a decision, bro. That's some other shit. Like, that's greed. That's trying to get power. Like, that's if you feel like you can't talk to them in a fashion where your point can get across and they'll understand it, bro, then to me, that's treason. That's literally what it was. It's treason.
Well, see, I don't think it was, and again, it's the who's queen and chair shit it was. Like, I don't think you could commit treason against
my nigga. Danny. You all just fought a war like a week ago, my nigga. Like,
we did.
Nah, I'm not buying that, bro.
Well,
I'm not buying
what make it treason, Vernon, is they bent the knee to Danny. Once you
bent
the knee to Danny, it's treason.
Okay, that fair. I'll take that. Fair. So what Jamie did, Jamie committed treason too.
100%. 100%.
No, not against Cersei, against the Mad King when the Mad King was setting people on fire.
100%.
Yes.
So Jamie was wrong by the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody else dies because Jamie, you know, let's say Jamie decided to follow the Mad King. Everybody else dies now. Then what?
Nigga, the Mad King, you decided to serve the Mad King. Like, he didn't go out looking for Jamie of whatever. Please be my Your father set that up. Nigga, talk to your dad, nigga. Like, fuck.
But again,
I had nothing to do with it.
Look like a villain on a TV show with this dark ass background.
My bad. It's because of the light, man.
Like the Batman shows.
Yeah.
Like the Batman shows when the niggas sitting in the chair.
Talking
like
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this shit around.
I don't agree with that, bro. Like, and maybe because I don't give a fuck about treason. Like, if it's treason for the better of, you know, what I feel like is good, then I'm all for that, bro. Like, I'm not with that let's follow this nigga into death thing. Like, I'm not with that, bro. I'm not with that let's follow this nigga aimlessly until everyone gets killed. I'm not with that, bro. Like, I feel like, you know, I can swear by you and say, hey, man, I'm gonna follow you and X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z. But the minute you start setting fucking little babies on fire and shit like that, and, you know, killing innocent people that weren't a part of the war, they, you know, just live in this fucking city. Now, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Same thing.
No, I mean, I'm not being facetious. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Though. So,
but they have niggas. they have niggas like Mel. Mel, like when Trump first got elected, Mel was, oh well, I'm a Republican and blah 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 blah. Like, it's cool to be a Republican, but at what point do you say, nah, this Republican shit got to go out the window, bro, because this shit ain't right no more? You know what I mean?
Okay.
You ain't getting no disagreement from me.
I'm like,
And that's
fair.
I missed all of that.
Same thing with her into slavery.
I alluded that he was talking about treason and he's not going to fall off. He said he's not going to fall. He's not going to go down with a sunken ship. So I said like Trump, because he was like killing people and innocents and all that other stuff. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, if you sign up for a bad leader, you sign up for a bad leader, bro. Like, but again, you know.
I mean, personally, I didn't sign up for one, but I feel you.
And no, but they like I was telling him, Max.
Shit he was talking about.
Like I was telling him, Max, with Mel, Melissa is adamant that she is a Republican. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but like, at what point do you say, well, you know, fuck that idea of being a Republican? This shit just isn't morally acceptable to me. You know what I mean? Like, and to 100%. Me, that's what a lot of those decisions were, bro. It's like, you know, cool, Danny, you know, I fuck with you. You had this shit figured out, bro. When you were running for president, you told me we were going to break the wheel. We agreed that we weren't going to take the city in this fashion. But then you listen to one of my favorite characters, because I do agree that she had to change it up a bit. Is it Lady Olenna or Lady Tyrell?
Lady Olenna.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when she listened to her and she was like, you're a dragon, be a dragon. Like, I agreed with that up until that point, but it's like, bitch, you went too far. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm cool with you flying to the Red Keep and burning the Red Keep up and making that your fucking claim to fame. I took the Red Keep down because I knew Cersei was in there, but I just don't agree with, you know, you need to be protected because you're the queen and you decided to kill all of those innocent. I'm using the term innocent, but I didn't like them when they turned on Cersei. I didn't like them when they turned on Ned, the people of King's Landing. So I had a certain level of disdain for them, but they are the fucking idiot galaxy. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be killed because they're fucking stupid and follow who's ever in power right now, you know?
I feel that. I mean, she did go too far. You know what I'm saying? But I think going to the extent of killing her was the furthest. Like, that was not necessary. And I don't think she would have killed everybody had they said at that point, like, yo, you know what? You went too far. I don't really feel comfortable with this. The only reason why she decided to...
She had to die, Mac.
Okay. Nah, I feel you on that. You know, to me, that's it's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel it. But at the same time, Tyrion wasn't held captive because he decided not to be the hand. It's because he committed treason by letting Jaime go. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would have killed Jon had Jon said, you know what? You went too far and I'm not with this no more. And I'm going to leave. She was not going to kill Arya. She might have killed Sansa.
But then we asked square one though. If you kill,
that's what that is.
If you kill Sansa, we asked
you in open rebellion at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I don't think she was out to kill these folks because they didn't follow her plan. She was following their plan for almost 3 seasons. Like, literally, like, just trying to figure out, like, what do you think is the best course of action to handle this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and when people openly disrespecting her and you saying, oh, he's the head of his house, this thing is is openly disrespecting me in front of his team, in front of my team.
Yeah.
And you telling me I got to save his life?
Yeah,
like, no. This is blatant disrespect. Tarly, I forgot the nigga's name. Randall Tarly.
Oh, no. I agree that he wasn't gonna bend the knee. Like, after a certain point, you're not gonna bend the knee. Cool, you gotta die. I understand that.
But why did his son have to die though? That's the one thing I will say.
No, he gotta go too. Because that's how shit festers. That's how cancers grow. Now I'm gonna watch you kill my dad. And then I'm gonna just spare you, and then later on in life, I know you out there looking to kill me.
Look, Max, go back to the Sansa thing. When you said that that you think that she would have killed Sansa and let Jon and them go, it's the same thing. So if I kill you now, I stop that. I know you're gonna kill Sansa because you don't like Sansa.
Every opposition, because then you become the Mad King.
Exactly, and I would that.
But wait. I was saying that she was not gonna kill them for leaving. had they went and joined Sansa and say, yeah, we're fighting with Sansa, then it's just a casualty of war at that point.
So you saying?
She was not going to kill them for walking away. She was not going to kill them for that.
And it's all hypotheticals, but I think that the way Sansa was able to exit, I think Sansa been knew from the gate, we're not bending a knee to another king. You know what I mean? 100%. I don't know if Dany would have been welcoming to that idea either. You know what I mean? Because
honestly, and we can't say that. We honestly cannot say that because I really feel like had there been a conversation, she might have let them slide. Like, you know what? If John's in the north, I'm gonna let y'all slide up there. Everything else, the other 6 kingdoms, I could definitely see something like that playing out.
Because remember when Dany and Sansa came and had that tete-a-tete before, and she was like, "Okay, so after you win this war, what about the north?"
Yeah,
and she said
she was thinking about it. And then the door opened. My nigga, she did the whole thumb thing with her fingers in it. She was like, "This bitch really trying me right now," but she was thinking about it. It wasn't like no off the top, bitch. You crazy? Like if it was some shit like you're wilding right now, then okay, I don't see this being resolved. But she literally stopped to think like, okay, this is gonna be hard. But that to me, that's nothing but advisory. Had Tyrion been in the conversation and been like, actually, this works in your behalf. This is how it'll work. I feel I and this is all hypothetical, but I just have a feeling that she probably would have let that shit slide too.
So what would have stopped Dorne, the Prince of Dorne, from doing that?
Yeah.
Or
any other kingdoms?
Because they're not the Starks.
But hold on though, the reason why
and they didn't fight no war.
The reason why that's even more of a reason because they didn't come to fight the war. They didn't answer the call. So why am I allowing you to be independent?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
And even with that though, only if you're a logical queen.
And not only that, wait. And not only that, he let it happen with Bran.
Who let it happen with Bran?
The nigga from Dorne.
What you mean?
He was in that meeting when Sansa's like, no, the 7 kings gonna be separate. Why didn't he stand up then and be like, yo, now we separate too?
Nah. You right, and that might end up happening. But I'm just saying, like in that moment, like before all of that happened, I don't think Dany would have even been like, yeah, Sansa, you cool. And the reason why is because of this, bro. Like she wanted what she wanted. She wanted the title of the ruler of the 7 kingdoms. So to me, if you were logical, you wouldn't have arrested Tyrion for treason because Tyrion literally tried to prevent the war from happening. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't try to compromise you getting the throne. He tried to stop you from having to kill people to get it. So once the bells were ringing,
because even before when she wanted to take it, he was like, no, go for Casterly Rock. Wasn't that a thing? Mm-hmm. Like he for sure. Like,
yeah, but
I'm from doing it based on the familial ties that he had because he had no reason to want that.
He tied that bitch up for her just now. It was with a ribbon just now. She could have walked through the fucking the cell swords were done. She could have walked through the fucking streets and walked to the Red Keep and took her chair. He bow tied that bitch for her by getting Jaime to get them to ring them bells. Like fuck what Tyrion did before that. Like
ring the bells.
Somebody got them bells rang, bro. Somebody.
It wasn't Jaime.
Definitely wasn't Jaime. Jaime was trying to run. Yeah.
Somebody got them bells rang, bro. And Tyrion's plan was.
Soldiers one did that shit.
Tyrion's plan was to get them to ring the bells. So if Tyrion's plan was to get them to ring the bells, then who cares about how we won? We won.
It wasn't Tyrion's plan. They lost. They lost, my nigga. Like
bells because they were getting their ass whooped.
No. Tyrion. No. Tyrion said that to. That's the last thing he said to Jaime. The last thing he said.
But Jaime never talked to none of them. Vernon. Jaime never talked to them.
I get what you're saying. But when Tyrion released Jaime, he released Jaime to get them to ring the bells. So I don't care how the bells got rang. Them bitches was ringing.
But that had nothing to do with Tyrion, though. That's what we say.
Again, I'm talking about why he committed treason. He committed treason.
And Vern, keep it stacked too. Tyrion told Daenerys that they're going to ring the bell before the fighting began.
Yeah.
So like that, he was saying like they're not gonna fight. I'm gonna get them. If you hear bells ringing before the fight began, don't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
and there was no bell rung. Everybody had the scorpions ready. Niggas was ready to go to war.
And then once the niggas got back into the corner, now they want to ring the bell. But it's
all of that.
It's like fighting a nigga
talking shit. As the nigga talking shit, and they start getting his ass whooped. Nah, catch his whooping.
Yeah,
catch his lick.
I was just confused because Vernon, you said Tyrion gift wrapped it for him. I'm like, what did he gift wrap? Because they didn't ring the bells because of him.
Whatever, and fair, right? They didn't ring the bells because of him. My point was he was in prison for treason. The reason why he committed treason was to get them to ring the bells. They rang the bells. So she wasn't a logical person after a certain point. Like it was, well, fuck that. You went against me. I don't care what it got me. You went against me.
No.
You think he freed his brother for them to ring the bell?
Yeah.
That's what he talked about with him, bro.
He freed his brother so that he could leave with Cersei.
Yeah.
And the reason why Daenerys was like, yo, fuck that was because if they would have left and they would have gotten support, they could have actually made another claim to the throne afterwards. Right. So that's the reason why. And he did that petty shit with throwing the hand of the kingpin too, which was real petty.
I remember him telling her, telling Jamie to get them to ring the bells, bro. That's what I remember the conversation being, bro. Like literally, the name of the episode is Ring the Bells. That's the name of the episode, dog. So, you know how the bells got rang?
Down before the bells rung.
I know, but again, the reason why he let Jamie go was to get Jamie to convince them to ring the bells. It's not to escape.
Yes, because why would he have Davos have that fucking boat?
Right.
Why would he have Davos risk his life
Jamie
in his position?
Cersei and the baby.
And again,
no. He didn't even care about Cersei. He said multiple times that he wanted Cersei dead. He didn't want Jamie dead. And the reason
he didn't want Cersei dead either.
And he didn't know. He knew that Jamie would not allow, especially because he found out that Jamie left to go back to Cersei. He would not allow Jamie to die. He wanted to save Jamie, and he knew that Jamie would not leave if it wasn't for Cersei. So Cersei was a necessary evil for Tyrion.
But even with that though, right?
Yeah.
Jamie, if he didn't want Jamie to die, nigga, Jamie was safe. Jamie wasn't in the middle of all that shit. Like Jamie was with them.
Jamie would have died.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Jamie
yeah. She did flip on Jamie because Jamie was at the meeting when that bitch convinced them that she was gonna send her army and Cersei didn't. And that's what made Dany get mad again. Like she was like, oh, the last time I saw you, you had your sister do blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know, bro, but I'm just saying she shouldn't have arrested Tyrion, bro, for letting Jamie go, bro. If it's about getting the throne, cool. If it's about killing Cersei and getting the throne, then yeah, you right.
So let me ask you a question though.
Cancel this. Cancel all of this. It's canceled.
So let me get this straight. So say, for example, they didn't get the confirmation that Jamie and Cersei died, right? And they got away somehow, right? Then what would have happened? Tyrion how did she wouldn't have known beforehand that this plan was going on. But the thing is that like if they would have got away, even if Cersei never came back to power and never like she died from childbirth or whatever the case may be, you have to kill somebody.
You do, but I don't think that was somebody. You do, and I don't think that was Tyrion's purpose. I think Tyrion's purpose was to save the people that didn't need to be killed. So if I can give you, yeah, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the thousands of people that she killed while trying to kill Cersei. So if I can get you what you said you wanted, the chair, here's your chair. You don't got to blow everything up. Yeah, you're going to find Cersei later on and chase her down and kill her later on and shit like that. But here's your chair for right now. Let these people live. Here's your chair. So I don't think Tyrion's heart was in a bad place. I think Tyrion was literally trying to do what he felt was good. And that was save the people.
But Vern, here's the thing. But Vern, here's the thing though. Vern, you're Dany's most trusted advisor. And you're creating plans that she does not know about, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's like, yo, do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, and I'm aware.
Hold on. I can't even hear you niggas now. Hold on, 1 second. Yo, yeah. You know how crazy that is?
Yes, I do. And I also know that it's no different from Sansa with Jon. Jon didn't want to listen to you. I gotta come in and save you, bro, because what's gonna happen is
different.
I could understand what Sansa did
Right,
because
that's totally different.
that's completely different.
What's gonna happen is this. What's gonna happen is this. Cersei, my
man.
fault. Danny's gonna take the chair, and when she takes the chair now, everybody's scared of you. Everybody's afraid of you because look what you did to get this motherfucker. So
Listen,
do you want to
sometimes
be
fair produces respect?
Yeah, and it'll also make a nigga kill you, bro. Like
It
you
might,
know, and that's
but
what
you don't get that
happened.
respect.
Yeah, and that respect cost her her life.
Man,
That respect cost her her life. If she would have did it the other way, John wouldn't have had to put the poker in her, my nigga. Like,
in
come
less
on,
than
bro.
24. This nigga did it in like 30 minutes. Like, oh, word. You want me to go kill her real quick? All right, cool. Nigga, what? I don't give a fuck if there's only 30 minutes left to this show. She should have died at the end. At the 81st minute.
I agree. And the internet fucked it up for me because I had already saw, you know, I didn't even care to overlook it because I didn't watch the episode while it was on. I always watch an hour later. So I already knew that Danny died. I just didn't expect it to be 10 minutes into the fucking episode, to be honest with you. That shit fucked me up, bro.
To make room for them to talk about fucking nonsense policies.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
To be in the shot for 10 seconds and being like, as you and Drogon.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't subscribe, yo.
I agree. But I'm just saying, man.
What else I couldn't subscribe to? That fight with Euron.
That
dumb. Shit was fucking unnecessary as fuck.
And then at the end, I'm the one who killed Jaime Lannister. Like,
bitch, you killed the one-handed Jaime Lannister. Bitch, catch me in my prime.
And mind you, nobody knows that because y'all dead.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. And bro, and even with that, bro, like the baby shit, like, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, but like when Tyrion walked up to the castle top and yelled up to Cersei, you know, don't do this war shit, bro. Not for you, but because of your baby. Like, Euron was standing right there. Jaime was not too far away. Like, you got a perfect opportunity right now to use that baby as a fucking a catalyst to some type of other chaos. You know what I mean? Like, to me, bro, like they just opened up so many doors and didn't choose to go to any of the good doors. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, because think about it. How the fuck would Tyrion know that Cersei's pregnant to say that at that moment? So now you could have created a discord between Euron and Cersei in that moment, but you chose to ignore that and just go with the, oh, she gonna die because of rocks. Like, come on, bro.
and that's so funny because the whole room, because first of all, Tyrion didn't even have to dig for long. You know, he don't got a lot of strength. He took 3 blocks away and was like,
it wasn't even blocks. That nigga hands is the size of the palm of my hand, bro, and that nigga moved away enough. Bro, and that's the thing with Rubble. The thing with Rubble is Rubble has to hit you and kill you. You mean to tell me that 3 rocks was on top of this nigga, bro? Come on, bro.
But the fact of the matter is, the Red Keep is so large. Like, remember how large of a space that is? And he zeroed in as if he had like one of those metal detectors. It was like,
yes.
boop, 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 I'm gonna find them right here. So that tells me that if they would have moved like 40 paces to the right, they would have lived. That shit don't make no fucking sense.
It doesn't, bro. Or Arya fucking escaping every falling fucking rock and explosion that's happening, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I really hated that she survived all of this shit. Like, yo, she should have been died, bro. She should have been died. Whether at the House of the Undying, at all of them shits. When the wave stabbed her, she fell into the water. Nigga, you're dead.
Murky ass water.
Dog, you're dead. You're dead from either diseases or just not being able to swim, my nigga. Like, there's no way you're alive.
All right, wait, but hold on. And I will say this: all bullshit aside, bro. You can hate Arya's story arc as much as you want it, bro. Arya probably had the best fucking quote of the past fucking 4 years.
Vala Morghulis?
No, when that bitch said when what's Theon's sister name? When Yaris was like Jon Snow was a traitor and Jon needs to die. Arya looked at that bitch. Arya said, "Say one more word about killing my brother and I'll cut your fucking throat." I was like, yeah, I fuck with Arya, bro. I
would have wanted to see that.
Yeah, maybe, but that line alone, bro, like that was so on brand with the Starks and Arya in particular. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that was the only thing they got right in that episode, bro. The rest of that shit was like it don't even sound like these are the words that are coming out of these characters' mouths after a certain point, you know? Like Tyrion, to make up that dumbass name, Bran the Broken. That's the worst name of the show, bro. Like literally the worst moniker.
And he's not first of his name either.
No, bro. And then
reference though, Bran the Broken.
But Bran said himself though, bro. Bran was like, I'm not Brandon Stark anymore. I don't want any of this shit, bro. Like, and then
so what are they
10
gonna
minutes,
call him? The fucking three-eyed raven?
Man, whatever he want to go by, bro. Call the nigga by his gang name, whatever the fuck he want to go by, bro. I'm just saying it can't be both ways all the time with this shit, you know? And I feel like they tried to make it both ways with a lot of it, bro. Jon got what he wanted. That's cool. He was able to ride off into fucking Canada and be a fucking wildling and all this other kind of shit. But it's like, what the fuck are you defending at the wall? What's at the wall to defend?
It was a setup, bro. They set it up so that he could just live beyond the wall and be the king, what's it called? The king beyond the wall. But yeah, pretty much. He's the new Mance Rayder. Like that's how stupid it was. Like, and that's why I'm so tight, because it feels like colonization. Like, yo, you took care of your white brethren and sisters, and everyone else had to suffer because of the shit y'all wanted.
And then you got your dog back. And then you got your
dog back. It sounds like some.
Yo, then I found out
you gave that dog, you gave the wolf away, and then all of a sudden the wolf's like, "Oh, you back?
Then dogs are like that though. But then I found out the fucking dog lost the ear in the fight, bro. Like, come on, bro, you ain't check on the dog at all, bro. Like, bro, that shit pissed me off, bro.
When he gave him the tooth, when he didn't even go talk to him, the ear was gone. That's what I was pissed off about. But hold up, what the fuck was Qyburn doing all this? So hold up, Qyburn could create this fucking zombie, and he didn't create more of them niggas.
Yeah.
Why you have a whole team of them
well, you know that shit took.
Take arrows through the head and shit.
You know that shit took like 2 seasons to create.
That was the worst death I seen in the whole series, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That was actually kind of fire, because if you look at the metaphors, the mountain burnt the hound's face.
Yeah,
they both died by fire.
Cool.
And his death was greater. The fire wasn't as bad as trying to kill his brother. To me, that was the most symbolic death that episode.
But I don't like because my thing is this, bro. Like, and I'll be real with y'all. Like, from the beginning of the show, when they introduced the fucking the dire wolves, I was like, all right, cool. These are little puppies, you know, like, cause I'm like a Law and Order type nigga, like, you know, like I'm not with all the like Harry Potter shit all the time and shit. I like X-Men and shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. We got fucking dire wolves, right? They're like werewolves, cool. But then they introduced dragons, and I'm like, y'all kind of losing me with this dragon shit, because like that's more shit to throw into the mix now. Then they did the baby, the fucking demon.
The whole show is about magic.
I'm talking about how it progressed though, how it progressed. So as I'm watching it didn't start off like that. It started off like some war shit, like some Spartacus type shit. Like, so then when they introduced the demon baby thing, I was like, oh, this might be too far for me, y'all. Because what you're saying, if you could make one demon baby, why not keep making demon babies and go kill everybody that's a threat to the throne? You know what I mean? So then, now I thought we had all of the pieces in play until you bring a nigga back from the dead, which was some other like off the wall shit. And then now you show me a nigga who appears to be a human that is just hopped up on like fucking the shit Wolverine uses. This nigga gets stabbed in the head, bro, in the fucking head.
In the eye. He's about to put a shot out his eye.
And lives, my nigga. And lives, like, and not just lives, but like,
ready to fight.
Take off my jacket now and fight you for real now, bro. Like, it was that's what I mean by it was just too much for me, bro. Like, make the fucking hound fight a regular nigga, bro. Not a fucking mutant nigga that can take a knife through the eye and shit. I get the symbolism. It's great. But you still,
the hound wasn't a regular nigga either, though.
He was, bro. He got killed. Well, he should have got killed twice.
Dog, he killed 3 of the guards before he even got to the mountain.
Yeah, but that's just hand skills, though, dog. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, you know, I beat up some smaller niggas, bro. That's not. I took a knife in
3 niggas,
bro.
3 of them.
He got jumped and
small work. That was small work.
He's a big man, bro.
Give me some shit that'll put me in the books.
Yeah, Jamie. And that nigga fought
what he wanted.
I was annoyed by that ending though, because I feel like the whole time, like the hound was like such a powerful person, and it was like fire for like all them seasons, and I kind of was just like, I know for the story's sake, like it gets wrapped up very nicely, but I was just annoyed by the fact that he was just like, all right. To me personally, I was like, all right, the Long Night, I can see where like he had to live, right? And Beric had to live so that Arya could kill the Night King. But then it's just like, here's like, it's almost like they put his kryptonite in front,
too much,
in center all the time. So
yeah,
for me,
yeah.
I enjoyed the fight part, and I actually enjoyed like when he and Arya, they kept like switching them, but they were kind of in the same position. I actually like that from like a person watching like kind of like a film, if you will. But I just kept feeling like they just kept on using that same plot line.
It was redundant.
It was very fucking lazy to me.
Yeah,
it was
I agree.
Fucking lazy as fuck. I liked him killing Qyburn because it was like that Frankenstein thing where you kill your creator. I appreciate that because Qyburn really didn't have a fucking purpose.
Qyburn was the man. Qyburn was the man. I like Qyburn.
I'm just saying, to that point, he didn't have a purpose. Like there was no reason for everybody to die. Like the Scorpions all got, you know, destroyed, brutalized and destroyed, right? So it's like, why is Qyburn alive? Like there's no reason.
Well, and Qyburn came full circle because remember when they found him, it was from what the Mountain had did to him.
Yeah.
When they first found him.
Yeah, and look, and with the Qyburn thing too, though, right? What I don't understand, Euron was fucking Steph Curry from the fucking free throw line with the Scorpions. The episode before that, bro. That nigga hit one dragon 3 times, bro.
But,
it's because of the way they flew, though.
So why it didn't make sense? You're not gonna hit a fucking moving target that precise.
Not 3 times. Not 3 times. I agree.
Through the fucking neck.
Yeah. And look, and Max, you're right, Max.
But wait. It was the angle, and two, there was more than 3 ships. There was like 7 of them things.
But Max, listen, Max.
And I feel like they all and I feel like they all shot at the same time. So if he got hit 3 times out of like 20, yeah.
Max, listen, Max.
And they weren't paying attention. And they weren't paying attention.
Listen, she didn't do anything to like. It was the same number of ships from that episode to that episode. So the thing is, when she started coming in from the high route that she took for the final episode, that's all fine and dandy, right? My fault. The second to last episode, that's all fine and dandy. But you're only coming in from the high route from a line of ships. There's still other ships that are going to shoot you from the side now. You know what I mean? They could have easily hit her, bro.
You mean on episode what's it?
5.
So 5 is hold on. Because it's only 6 episodes. Yeah. So literally, when she was coming, she was ascending down like this. It's harder to hit a target.
Yes, that's dropping. That's if you're underneath it. But that's if you're underneath it. But I'm saying that the ships were still spread out in the water. So somebody could have been 30 yards away and shot your ass. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but they didn't know she was coming though.
I get it.
The way she has said it, it's like it's gravity, bro. Like it's the way she dropped. Like there's no way you can hit a target like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, bro. Them niggas
there's no way you
Curry.
There's no way and mind you, when they were flying too, they were flying like this on episode 4 when she was just flying. They were just flying horizontally.
Now look, after you do this, right, and you burn up the ships that are underneath you, right, you got to flatten out at a certain point.
Yeah.
Once you flatten out now,
she came like this.
Yeah. Now once you flatten out,
but they had already shot. You got to think it probably takes them maybe like a minute to reload that shit. It takes time. It takes time. And then
how many of them it was?
She came from the back.
How many of them it was? How many was it? Like I think it was 90 of them shits they said they had.
The ballistas,
the Scorpions, yeah.
I don't know.
They said the number.
Gang of them bitches.
They said the number, and that's all I'm saying, bro. If everybody shooting this bitch at one time, then bro, that bitch would have got hit, bro. It just wasn't a smart plan to me, in my opinion.
They got a bunch of Dwight Howards. Hey,
do you know what? Do you know what annoyed me even more than that? It's like I would have appreciated Dany going mad if all of that happened within the same episode of like the dragon dies and then she's like, I'm gonna get revenge. She allowed it to.
Yeah, she walked it off.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then
walked it off, nigga. She wasn't eating for a week. What you mean she walked it off?
Nah. But I'm saying that
her braids weren't done. She was
saying
crazy.
I'm saying that after
when she tried to kiss John like
she
bitch.
didn't have her black she didn't have her black best friend.
Her black
I'm saying
hairdresser.
that after they cut Missandei head off. After they cut Missandei head off, that bitch still walked away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have appreciated a snap. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as they, fuck it, I'm the Mad Queen, nigga. You can't be crazy and be logical. You got to be crazy and crazy. Like, you can't.
What I'm saying is that the end result was this, right? Like, the reason why people had an issue with this is because she sat on it, and these things were premeditated. To her, versus,
like Tyrion holding information. It was premeditated,
of course. But versus her losing Missandei, right? Losing a dragon, right? And then going off and being like, everybody's fucking died. I would appreciate it because I would have been like, this is a crime of passion.
Yep, we're doing it right now.
For me,
I agree.
Because they foreshadowed her going mad for some time, right? And I stated before we even started this whole thing that I was okay with where the story ended because this is how the books end anyway, but I wasn't a fan of how they went about it and how they rushed it, right?
But the books aren't done though, right?
No, but it's implied that the main characters don't get the same endings in the end.
Yeah. It's already decided that this is how the books are going to end.
Yeah,
right.
The secondary characters are going to have different endings.
Exactly.
The main characters going to end like this.
But the main characters are going to end like this. So I already knew in my mind that like these are little breadcrumbs that I'm following. But the thing is that the fact that she had a week or 2 weeks or how many different times to think about this and sit with it was the problem that I had because I can, like I said, as I stated, I can be okay with the fact that she lost her best friend. She lost a dragon before. She loses John, right? Like, she loses all these things at once and then snaps. I'd be like, yes, bitch.
That makes sense.
It makes sense to me, and I'm good with you. Burn them all. Burn all these niggas.
But you know Lex, it's called post-traumatic syndrome.
As soon as Missandei said Dracarys, like, that's when Dany was supposed to walk back, jump on that dragon and take off. And to be real with you, if we're talking about like strategy shit and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense, Cersei should have never been there. Because if you're gonna go confront Dany right now that has a dragon that's on the ground, first of all, shoot the motherfucking dragon while he's on the ground right now. What are we even sitting over here talking about? You know what I'm saying?
She decided to be Golden State. She had a 3-1 lead.
My nigga, and that's my thing. It can't be both ways. Don't be honorable now and not attack them or sneak attack them right now that y'all having a conversation. If you're gonna go out there to end that shit, or don't go out there at all. You understand what I'm saying? They should have never came face to face, bro.
Let's get back to episode 5. What pissed me off? All right, it's the after the episode shit when they talk about. So they talk about Dany snapping, and they basically say because Jon didn't give us some dick. That's why she went and killed all these people. That's when I just cut my fucking TV off. I was like, all right, they just fucking with me
when
now.
She was like, you saw how she enjoyed her brother dying. I'm like, do you understand like why her brother died? Like that's some fucking trash
fucking
shit.
Episode 6.
That was not, and this is the thing that fuck with me. It's like throughout the whole story, right? The character arcs, right? They made someone like a Jaime Lannister. They made someone who we hated from the drop. Right? Someone that we came to like respect and be like, I fuck with Jaime. Not everybody, but a lot of people changed the way that they felt.
I fuck with Jaime. Yeah, I fuck with Jaime. I fuck with Jaime.
To go back. Now, I didn't care personally, even though I know about the prophecy. To me, my thought process was like, yo, they came into this world together. They kept saying that, and they're gonna leave. So I wasn't even mad that he left Brienne. I mean, I felt like it was unnecessary to show multiple sex scenes.
Pussy was trash, bro.
But so was Gendry. Dick is trash too.
Gendry was piping bitches now.
He didn't even know his own last name. Nigga's dumb. But I feel like at the end of the day, like I really kind of feel like all their plot, like they spent like 3 seasons like redeeming Jaime, right? And redeeming all these people to be like, all right, we're just gonna fucking go left. That's the thing that really bothered me. Not
but
only
who who are they supposed to save though? You know what I mean? Because to me,
everybody's supposed to die.
But Vernon, my problem isn't that they did that. My problem was the explanation behind doing it because they was trying to do what the fans wouldn't expect. I hate when they said that shit. Yes. That's what pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, that's not y'all job.
I said it weeks ago. I said it weeks ago, bro. I said this is the equivalent to when the Detroit Pistons drafted Darko Milicic. Like, y'all niggas outsmarted yourselves. Y'all should have went with the for show pick, and that was Carmelo Anthony, bro. Like, and my thing is this, bro. Like with Breaking Bad, when you watch Breaking Bad, they end that shit the way you expect it to end, but they did such a good job at getting you to that point. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they even told the final season, they started that story at the ending of it, and then backed you into how it actually ended, nigga. That's a nigga saying what we thought Game of Thrones was saying. Nigga, we know we tipped our hand, but we're this good at writing that you'll still never see it coming. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's, to me, that's what they lost, bro. And I don't know when it went, because I covered up for season 7 for so long. I was like, man, you know, that shit wasn't bad, because I was so excited about we got one more shot. You know, like we have one more chance to make this shit what we knew it was. But to be honest with you, bro, looking back at this shit, bro, they've been fucking fumbling since season 6, my nigga. Like, to be real with you, bro, they've been fumbling around, bro.
I would say 5.
Yeah, I'm about to say season 5.
I could give you that. I could give you that. And you know, it's just like we didn't have to do it this way, bro. And I swear to God, bro, and it's how sick I am with this shit, bro. I woke up the next day after I watched the episode, and I was like, man, I know they're gonna announce they got one more episode after this where they like make everything make sense. You know what I mean? Like, just something, bro. But
think about Cersei, Lena Headey, the character, the lady that plays Cersei. She's like, to me, she's the best actor on the show because she really makes you hate Cersei. Like, you know, you're like, I hate this bitch. Like, she does that. She had no role the whole. You have your best actor says maybe 5 lines the whole
and
fucking
drink
season.
wine and look out the window.
She had no role in the fucking show. I'm like, I just didn't appreciate how they I really
underuse the important people.
But I'm still watching. Yeah. I'm watching the prequel though. Don't get it twisted, because they're not gonna be a whole.
You in a beautiful relationship.
It's gonna be a whole different relationship. I'm on the prequel. I'm
gonna watch that shit
that earlier. I like. I am with you, buddy.
I'm aware. I'm gonna watch it.
All right. I'm watching this, buddy. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how it is. I might come.
It's the showrunners.
Look,
I'm not blaming HBO.
Look.
It's not HBO fault. It's not George fault. It's D&D, yo. They
y'all can watch it. Y'all can watch it, but I'm gonna hit y'all with the who all live. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta let me know who all live before I decide to commit, bro. Like, when I ask y'all niggas who all live, man, just have a good answer for me, bro. If you be like, oh man, this shit starts off good, then I might come. I might be able to stay up.
What's gonna be good about the prequel is, you know, Game of Thrones at the beginning didn't have a big budget. The budget, it was kind of low budget.
Yeah.
The prequel from the jump gonna have a crazy budget. This is gonna be HBO moneymaker, so they're gonna throw all the resources in it. I think part of this season ending so bad with so much backlash could help the prequel, and George is going to be a direct part of the prequel. So I even though prequels usually suck, I think this one's going to be a little different. I'm definitely interested.
Fair. If George is going to be involved for the rest of his remaining years, because he don't have a lot of years left, that nigga, he out of here in a little time. But if he gonna be involved, then cool. I'm a little more understanding of or accepting of, you know, what they could produce. But to be honest with you though, bro, like if D&D have anything to do with this show, dog, like if I find out they watch the show, nigga, I might be done, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Remember what they said? They said they were turning off their phones, getting drunk, because they already knew what was about to pop off. They already knew. I mean, come on, man. This is some bullshit. But I feel like what this taught me is that, like, sometimes you might just gotta let shit go. Like, you can't. What this show has taught me is that, like, yo, don't. Just like what Vern said, it's like, I'm not trying to go down with the sinking ship if I don't believe in it. And I feel like the moment that it started to really shift for me, not at 5, maybe not at 6, but like towards the end of 6, I felt like I should have just kind of been like, I'm gonna reclaim my time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I have no one to blame about this vitriol except myself, because I allowed myself to continue.
But
fucking bad.
You're right? You're right. But after a certain point, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. We just get locked in with comfort shit, man. And with
after
me,
season 3, after season 3, I was like, oh, this is it.
Well,
it don't matter. It don't matter how it ends. I've committed already. You know what I mean?
And he was already conditioned to it, because the first season 5 had a little. Season 6 was a little, but it was still enjoyable. You still, you know, it didn't get a little loopy to season 7. So it was already had this shit tattooed on it. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is this. The problem is, it's like fucking what is this show called on Netflix? The Netflix original with the nigga Marty, the accountant, with the drug money. He launders the drug money. What is that shit called?
Netflix?
Yeah, it's a Netflix show, bro. It's like Breaking Bad, but it's like the fucking Family Dollar version of Breaking Bad. Ozark. It's like Ozark. Ozark starts off so good, bro. But once you start demanding that Ozark asks questions because the season's coming to an end, now you realize that they really didn't have this shit figured out, you know? So, to me, if I'd have had the information that you gave me like 2 weeks ago when you said that the Night King wasn't even in the books, I would have started to take my grip off of things a bit more, because I thought this was some character shit from the books, bro.
No.
But the more you demand answers from these shows, a lot of times, bro, the further off the range they go, bro. And with us, we're locked in because we appreciate the quality, and they showed us a magic trick. Once they showed us the John story arc and how his parents weren't really his parents and all that kind of shit, it was like, oh no, everything means something. So we stayed around because we still subscribe to the thought that everything meant something. Bro, to this day, I'm still watching fucking Walking Dead because I've committed to it. That show is terrible, but I've been around for fucking 9 years, bro. I have to see it through.
Oh yeah,
I have to see it through.
Maniac will commit to something that long and then just
that's toxic. That's toxic behavior, sir.
Yes, I'm in an abusive relationship. Yes.
That's what I was gonna say, because listen, if something no longer serves me, and I say that for me, like if something no longer serves me, it is my fault if I continue to go through it and complain about it.
I agree.
This is why I say it for me, not because I didn't invest in this time, not because I didn't start from damn near the beginning. It's because like, yo, I knew this and I continue to stay in it and I continue to complain about it and I still watched it. So I'm the only one.
Because we were Ned Stark. We thought if we stuck it out.
I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about we.
Because you were Ned Stark. You felt like if you stuck it out, the things will work out the way you thought they was gonna work out, and they ended up cutting all our fucking heads off, bro. That's what happened, bro.
But and you're naturally an optimist, because if I know what I've known now, I might not have would have watched, but I thought I was gonna get an answer to the White Walk. It's the mysteries of the show that kept me
intrigued.
So I was like, okay, we finally gonna understand what the fucking Night King want. What's the purpose of the White Walkers? Crassless babies. All this shit gonna finally come into play, and it's just like, dang.
You know how crazy I sound now in hindsight with all this Bran is the Night King shit, and you know the Children of the Forest and all this other shit.
Bran the King.
Yeah, but not the motherfucking Night King.
But my shorty, she brought up a good point. She was like, you know, the Night King was the king of the dead, and Bran was the king of the living.
I can see that.
Right.
Which is like a cool little parallel.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, okay.
Yeah. D&D needs to explain that though. You know what I mean? Because right now D&D got the cities on fire right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, and if that's the case, then cool. But again, bro, and this is my number one question to y'all, and I want y'all to be honest. Would y'all recommend this show in its totality to anyone right now?
I would.
Yes, I would.
I think it's still better than most things that have ever come on TV. I think the first 6 seasons are epic television still.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So with that being said, right, and I again, bro, I'm complaining.
It would come with a disclaimer, though. I would have a disclaimer on my recommendation.
Because I've done this for Dexter. Like, Dexter ended very terribly. But I was like, look, Dexter for, like, some seasons is fire. Just know that the ending is trash.
So with that, right? I've had time.
Even
I've sat with it, and I will stand by my statement that this is still the greatest show of all time, bro.
Ooh,
I will still stand by it.
This not
give me
this 2016 Warriors. I don't know. Greatest regular season.
Yeah.
Greatest regular season.
Yeah, but my thing is, it's like Get Rich or Die Trying, bro. Like Get Rich or Die Trying is consistently a 8 across the board. You know what I mean?
You've been
the album or the movie?
For years.
The album.
Vernon
now,
been defending 50 Cent and Get Rich or Die Trying for fucking years.
Yeah,
the album's amazing.
Today. I was going to defend this shit to Get Rich or Die Trying.
Lots of replay value.
It's consistently an 8.
Nah, it's fire.
It's consistently an 8 across the board, right? Now on the flip side, let's look at Lauryn Hill's album, Miseducations, right? Miseducations is like a fucking 10 and a lot of points. Like they have some songs that are in fucking contention for the greatest songs of all time, like fucking X Factor and shit like that, right? But as a whole, you still skip a lot of like songs on that album, bro. Like you could skip a good 4 or 5 songs on that album. I look at Game of Thrones like Miseducations. Like when it was good, it was untouchable. You understand what I'm saying? Now that, you know, it's settled down a bit, nigga, I could actually skip a few of these songs. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I'm not going to tell somebody to not watch Game of Thrones the same way I wouldn't tell you to not listen to Miseducations because of the 5 songs I skip. It's very difficult to maintain that level of quality, bro, from beginning to end. You understand what I'm saying? So I would recommend the show to people, but with that caveat that y'all mentioned, like, bro, this bitch kind of got a little turbulent towards the end. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if they will view it as turbulence. I don't know if they will view it as turbulence though, because if you never saw an episode of it,
through it every year.
Exactly.
Just be watching the story.
And you know, because I had to go through it, bro. I'm like, my top 5 is kind of clear. It's like fucking in no order right now, but it's like Breaking Bad, The Wire, Game of Thrones, The Night of, and
wow, that's
high.
What, The Night of?
The Night of is fire though. Nah, it's fire. It's definitely
fire.
I just don't know because it's only one season, so I don't know. Like,
but look,
it's more like a movie than anything.
I say this all the time, bro. When I walk through Queensbridge, if kids are playing basketball, I do this on purpose. Yo, let me get a shot. If I see them playing basketball, and I'm gonna shoot from half court. If I make that one shot from half court and walk away, I'm the greatest shooter them kids ever seen in their life. Now, if I stay out there for 20 minutes,
15, nigga.
Yes, if I stay out there for 20 minutes now, my numbers go down. So, nigga, no, man. I'm taking a one shot. That bitch went in. So to me,
I need more data.
Yeah,
I get it.
More data.
I just need a bigger sample. I just need a bigger sample size. That's it. That's it. But maybe 3 seasons. I give it that. If it's on point for 3 seasons, I'm like, oh, it's fire.
And look,
my thing is 2 seasons because it's kind of like
making
a fire album and then like having to and if it comes out with another fire album, I'm more likely to be like, yo, this is not.
Let me tell you why I say 3. Let me tell you why I say 3. Not Biggie. And not just Biggie. That's a good example, but not just Biggie. Because my thing is like, especially in music, and I'm equated to music. Usually, when you get that first good album, and you could say 52, when you get that first good album, there's leftover records that never made that album. So some people package that shit on the next one. Or they figure it out on the next one. So it's still gonna have the same energy. Like if you do it 3 times in a row, it's not a coincidence. Like
you had to reload. You had to reload and then load up again. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so back in the day, people used to have 12 to 15 tracks, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people record a lot of content. So how do you not know that people? Record as songs. And
look at Pac
from that first go around. I'm just saying I'm using your example, right? You talk about there are plenty of people who still have unreleased tracks, like from their first album, that they'll kind of weave into other albums, whether they're fire or not.
But do they get dated? Like, do they get dated when?
And I'm talking about consistently. Like, the first three, not like the fifth one and the fourth one. Like the first three. Like if the first three is solid,
what if it takes 5 years in between the first three?
If the first three is solid, then it's the first three.
If you made a song 5 years ago that's still good right now, you're good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, certain niggas, bro, they can hit reset. If you can't hit reset, then you're not one of those artists, you know. And I agree, Max. You're right. Yeah. But for me, Night Of was, you know, a nigga dropped the greatest album of all time and then got killed. Like, you know, I'm rolling with him, bro. Like, I don't know what that nigga would have turned into had he kept going, you know. And you know, you could do Boardwalk Empire, you can do The Sopranos, you can do The Corner, you can do all of those, bro. To me, all of those had those moments where it was like, I don't really know if this is what I thought it was.
Well, that's
Game of Thrones,
more than one season too, bro.
I know. You're right. You're right. But
longevity and sticking the landing. That to me,
you
gotta have a beginning, middle, and end. You know.
You're right. But some shit don't need to have a part 2 and a part 3. With The Night Of, they don't need a part 2. Like they got they point across with part 1, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to take them
how
out,
many episodes were in that first season?
At least 10. At least 10. Yeah, at least 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've never seen it, so I can't.
I mean, I was
really
season 2. I was like, okay,
I've never seen it.
That's a good watch. You should see.
Yeah, that's a good watch. That's a very good watch. It's a referendum on the prison system. Like that's what I took away from it. Like it's a social piece.
On Netflix.
HBO.
HBO. Okay, word.
I'm changing my HBO password too, so that way all of the niggas that like jumped on board with my shit to watch Game of Thrones, like I could like block them out. So if you need a password, like holla at me, I got you. But
send them an invoice.
Got you. I still have Game of Thrones as the greatest show of all time to me, bro. And it took me some time to acknowledge it afterwards, you know, like I still was like, nah, they fucking fumbled this shit. They blew a 3-1 lead and all the analogies that go with it. But in all actuality, bro, when they were good, they were the best that we've ever had. You understand what I'm saying? And for them to be that good for that long, I can't, because Sansa talked about it. She was like, yo, people that are calling for the fucking season to be reshot and rewritten, like that's disrespectful to everybody that worked on the show and blah, 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 blah. And I feel her on that, but the public has a legitimate concern, you know, like it's a legitimate cause for why we feel like this. But I do think that we can't ignore how great Peter Dinklage was. We can't ignore how great Cersei was.
The acting was all time great.
But not just that, we can't ignore how great the show running was early on too, bro.
No,
you know what I mean?
Wait, Vern. Here's the thing, though, Vern. Here's the thing. One, they didn't have the money, so that's one thing. But they were going strictly off the book. Like after season 4 is when shit started to get weird.
But Max,
but it wasn't. But see, it wasn't strictly off the book, though, right? Oh,
they adapted it because they still did a great job of. Because there's a whole lot of other shit in the books.
So they didn't touch.
A great job of
curating,
what to add to the show and what not to put in the show.
Exactly,
they did a good job of it.
I agree.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But
source material,
exactly, they had context.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm creating season 1, and I have context about what season 2, 3, and 4 should look like, I'm gonna
it's easier to get there
in a way that it's gonna make sense to follow 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it's literally after 4, it's like you don't know what's going on. It's like it's starting to get weird.
Now, see the way O prefaced it to us last time we shot was they didn't even have the Night King in the books like that, right? So the way I looked at it,
we don't know. I'm praying that the next book wins the winner. The Night King is in that, and that the showrunners didn't just make him up.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. The way I look at it is, they actually started 2 storylines or 2 shows at one time. They started the George R. Martin storyline, which was the 7 Kingdoms shit and, you know, the Starks and all of them. But their independent storyline was the Night King storyline. So to me, they were working perfectly together, you know, when they had the source material to play into what George's storyline was, but also to make us interested in the Night King. Now, what they did was,
I'll give it this: they did a great job alluding to stuff, but
they didn't have the answers. They didn't have the answers.
No one had answers. So I get it. It's cool. It's easy to sprinkle something in like a warg or like a dream, but
bro, it's like dancing, bro. Like if a
there might be a Night King in the book, they call him possibly the great other. It's alluded. So I don't think they just made that shit up. But we won't know to the
if it settles
7 years when the next book
comes, so. And it's like rapping, bro. If I'm like, man, I'm the best rapper in the world, bro, and you like, I spit something, and I'd be like, nigga, you don't want me to spit nothing, nigga, you don't want to hear me spit nothing. Like you might believe me and be like, yo, this nigga good, but I ain't never hear him spit nothing. But then once I actually have to rap, you figure out I'm fucking Paul Wall or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have the answers that I thought I had, bro, and I think that's where they went wrong, bro. If anything, I want to hear George's perspective on the Night King and that storyline to figure out what he thought, because
we're not gonna get it though.
And that's my only fucking problem with all of this shit, bro. I wish George was younger, and I wish he was more of a cooperating force in this shit, bro.
Let's piggyback on what Vernon. What's y'all top 5 shows? What is ranked?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch TV like that. So it's like it gotta be really good for me to really want to sit down and enjoy it. So like there's only some really good shows that I've watched Breaking Bad. I think that's in mine personally. I love Entourage, to be honest. That's just one of my favorite shows of all time. Obviously Game of Thrones, and then maybe The Wire, and I don't know. Like I probably get those 4.
Can I ask y'all? Can I ask this of y'all, bro? And I'll start over. If y'all start over, can I please get everybody to watch Peaky Blinders, bro?
The London shit.
Yes, please watch Peaky Blinders, bro. Like I'm not even like I don't know.
Is that our next thing?
It's on Netflix, bro. Like I'll go back to season 1, dog. Please watch Peaky Blinders, seasons? Bro. It's like 4 seasons, but all of the seasons are like 5 episodes. Like it's the UK TV format. So like. Every episode is like an hour and some change.
Is that going to be our next? Is that going to be our next venture?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't like rewatching shit. I'm fine with that. But if y'all have something different that y'all saw,
actually, I would. Snowfall's fire too.
No, that's the one that I did.
But see,
Netflix is doing The Witcher.
Snowfall is good, but Snowfall doesn't have, in my opinion, Snowfall hasn't developed enough for us to be like, oh, this is actually in the race for top shows of all time type deal. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta see more. And what fucks me up with Snowfall is what's the Don Cheadle show? Where he plays like a fucking government nigga that like fixes things and shit. Is it House or some shit like that?
Oh, not on Showtime.
Is it Boss? Boss.
No, not Boss. Fucking Liars or some shit. I know what you were talking about. With the
it went away though. Like that shit stopped in like season 2. Yeah. So to me, like with Snowfall, yes, House of Lies. To me, with House of Lies was great.
Googling.
With House of Lies was great, but it got to a point where they went away. So with Snowfall, with John Singleton passing away right now, I really got to see how they can navigate that storm. You understand what I'm saying? Because he was a big factor in that shit, bro. But it is a great show. Like right now, it is
Amazon about to do the Lord of the Rings. That's should be interesting. You got The Witcher.
I'm waiting for The Watchmen to come out.
Yeah, I'm on The Watchmen.
The Watchmen, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
But
is that like the movie?
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's based on the comic. Yeah,
based on the comic. Yeah.
Damn, man, I wish we would have had this talk about Avengers, man, because I had my whole Avengers shit. Like
killing Avengers. This gonna be some dark. This
yeah, I really appreciate this storyline.
Watch the movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I gotta head out. But let me know what's our next thing on the chat.
I say Peaky Blinders.
What's your top 5?
My top 5, like I said, I'm not a big TV watcher. The Wire is in my top 3. I'm actually rewatching it right now. Like legitimately is in my top 3. I should do that too. I'm actually at the end of season 2, my least favorite season. But I'm
appreciate season 2 for what season 2 does. You got
that nigga talking. He talking to me, bro. He not even talking. He's talking to me because I hate season 2, bro.
Season 2.
The thing is that I don't like season 2. I understand the importance of why it's there. I reserve the right to say it's my least favorite season.
Same.
We'll put it this way. Game of Thrones is in mine. So Game of Thrones, The Wire. I would say I haven't. I'll say this. I haven't gone back for Breaking Bad, but like I watched Breaking Bad from the beginning, and I was very much a fan.
Omar hater.
I say Breaking Bad's good. This is not my top 5.
The nigga racist, bro.
Black people can't be racist.
I will say,
don't say nothing like Gossip Girls or nothing. Like,
ew, I don't watch those shows. Because the thing is that like I have this, and the reason why I said the whole thing about Game of Thrones was because like I used to love Suits, and then as soon as Suits turned trash, I stopped watching it. So that's why I was like, damn, I could invest it, because like I have like a low replay value. Like if there's 3 or 4 episodes in tandem where I just don't fuck with it, like I stop watching it. So that's why I can't really put a lot of.
Sons of Anarchy is like that. Sons of Anarchy was like that.
I couldn't get into it, to be honest. I really couldn't get into Sons of Anarchy. Like I watched like maybe 5-6 episodes, and I was like, I'm kind of good on this. So that's why I say that I don't really have that. Like Dexter was the only, like I said, Dexter was the only show that I really stayed with, and I should have left. So I'll put Dexter up there as well. I really love Dexter. Like I really love the premise. I loved the serial killer killing other serial. Like I'm telling you, like I love that show. So that's
no House of Cards for nobody. Nobody got House of Cards up there.
Damn, I just didn't like how it ended.
It
was so trash.
Yeah,
but did it end like that because of the show or because of the scandal surrounding the show?
Well, the last season Frank was in it. I didn't like that season, but I thought the season after when he was in it, it was just I didn't like that shit.
It was a scandal. The scandal fucked it all up. But
I
agree. At the same time, it's still not good. It ended horribly.
So what we doing? Peaky Blinders next, or I got something else?
We could do that. I remember that shit. I just couldn't get past the second episode, bro. I was
it's like every other show, bro.
I can't hear these niggas talking in patois. British nigga. I'm like, yo.
I like rock and roll up.
Yeah. Bread.
So you started it? Oh, you started it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna get on. I can start watching it today. I ain't doing.
Yeah, start Peaky Blinders, bro. Because and again, it's a UK show, bro. So with the UK shows, like they have a different method of storytelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I watch UK movies. So
yeah,
I'm with you.
And certain shit like The Office, I heard The Office, the UK version of it is better than the American version of it, and that's hard to me for anything to be
American
better.
Than
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I respect the way they tell stories, and I respect the way they respect time. Like them niggas don't drag shit out. Like literally within 4 episodes, the season could end type deal. You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah, check that shit, man. And I'll start it again today, man. So that way, like, you know, we could do, you know, season 1 recap or season 2 recap. Like we could do them like that because them shits are quick, man. Them shits are quick. I appreciate y'all though, bro. Like it just sucks that we ended in heartbreak like this, man. But I think this is good. We should keep doing this shit, man. Like I'm all for this, like this group therapy session shit.
It is what it is, man.
That's exactly what it is.
You call
the HBO shit.
The
HBO shit is not good either, though. The Clarinfall shit, whatever that shit is.
What about Barry? Y'all got on Barry before?
What is Barry? I didn't see Barry.
Shit about Obama?
No, it's on. It come on right after Game of Thrones. The white dude, like it's kind of like look like kind of Breaking Bad-ish kind of shit.
No, I ain't peeped that.
I ain't see Barry.
People always tell me get on Barry.
Yeah, but who you listening to? Are you listening to the niggas that clap for Game of Thrones right now?
These people who I kind of have they kind of good.
They're trusted advisors.
Yeah,
yo, and look, yo, if y'all got other people to pull in too, man, let's pull them in. Max Ryan hit me the other night, man, and it was the night that the finale went off, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, she was like, man, I feel y'all, bro. Like she was like,
because she was in New York, the day of the finale. So I was like, yo, you can pull up to the crib and watch the shit because she ain't had nowhere to watch it. Yeah, and then I was telling her like, yeah, we be doing our therapy sessions, and I showed the episode, and I think she watched all of them.
Yeah, she was like, yo, I just don't really have people to talk to about it like that, man. But like, like I feel y'all on this shit, man. And like, I'm telling you, bro, it's more of us out there, bro. It's fucking it's more of us out there. But yeah, man, let me know, man, if y'all niggas start Peaky Blinders, like try to stop at like season 1, and we could do like season 1 next weekend, bro. Like I'm with that.
Word.
All right.
Bet
All
that.
right.
Cool.
All right, man.
All right,
y'all.
man.
Peace.